The American doctors said, like, if you fight, there's a possibility you might die. I didn't believe it. There was probably more risk than I even ever acknowledged. It was difficult, like, making money. I lived far away. I was tired of commuting everywhere. Yeah, life doesn't need to be as hard as I was making it for myself, man. There's so much good to see in the people around me. Like, everyone has great qualities, man.
Greg, the prodigy, Wootton. Is that right? Wootton?
yeah, that's fine.
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Why did
I'm just laughing at the prodigy. I don't even like the name.
Why did they call you that? That's why I was curious. I was like, what is that?
It was my coach. He
Wait, hold up. If you don't like the name, why did you allow people to
Hey, you
call
can't pick
that?
your name. That's
you
the rule.
can't pick your name.
Nah, that's the rule.
What do you mean that's
It's
the
whack
rule?
if you pick your name.
You're not
man.
allowed to pick your name?
Nah, not
so
really,
who picked
man.
your name?
Like, traditionally, I think it was people would get given names, isn't it? And
Okay.
it was something to do with their character or it was their style. Like Nathan Corbett was called Carnage because the way he fought was like it was carnage. He was throwing elbows in the crowd. And so before my first fight, like, the announcer asked me, he's like, "Oh, what's your fight name?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't have a fight name."
You didn't think about
Nah.
it? People don't think about it?
I didn't think about it. I just
Okay.
wanted to fight. I didn't really think about creating a name for myself. Nah, it wasn't about that, man. I just wanted to give it a go.
Yeah.
And anyway, so then my coach must have told him the prodigy, but I think it was an ode to himself. It was like, I'm the prodigy the prodigy is a young version from a great teacher or something.
I do like that concept. But the prodigy doesn't sound bad. I don't know why you dislike it. It sounds cool.
Yeah. Nah, it is. Yeah, nah, I was never fond of it personally. No. Yeah.
Dude, so I only know you like through friends and through training recently, and I have a disconnect of like your past life as just like fighting all the time as a, I guess, professional fighter. And I was looking at photos of you before the podcast. I was like, damn, this dude's actually like bloody and shit. Like, I was like, no way. And how is that? Like, how was being a professional fighter? Because I can't imagine just getting hit in the head on a daily basis. That sounds awful.
Yeah, nah, it's a good question. I never thought about it like that, really. Like
what?
I never really paid attention too much to the damage I'd never really felt it too much. So
You never felt the damage. What do you mean?
like, it never really hurt. I never thought about the pain that much. It would hurt.
Like, when someone hits you, you wouldn't feel the pain.
No, I would feel the pain, but I never really thought about the sport. I just love doing it, man.
Yeah.
I love the gestures, the movements, the energy exchange, the having to think about things, to outthink the other person, and the camaraderie. There was so much like things about Muay Thai that was so much goodness which overrid any pain.
There's a lot of other physical activities that have less pain though that should do the same thing, no?
Yeah, they just don't. They don't feel the same, man.
They don't feel the same.
They don't feel the same. It's not like, because it's also self-expression. I don't know. I don't feel like I can express myself in the same way doing.
How is
weightlifting
Muay Thai a self-expression?
Yeah. I knew you were going to come with the big questions early. Fab warned me. Fab warned me.
Shouts out, Fab.
Oh, yeah, shouts out. So, how is Muay Thai an expression? Because you're yourself in there, man. You're yourself. Like, it's one of those sports where you can't hide your character and your personality. And it's... it comes out, you know, it has to. You don't, like, your spirit, your kind of being a little bit. Because you don't know how you're going to react in there, man. Like, I don't know how I was going to react. I hoped I was going to react in certain ways. Like, if I got knocked down, I hope I get up. If I was losing, I'd hope I outsmart the person or something in it. But you never know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So something kind of like in these situations, in fights, you really learn a lot about yourself by the way that that something within you responds to these things, man.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I was also watching one of your fights. You guys have a pretty decent crowd out there, and they were like chanting Greg for a little. And I think I was watching the one Yokano?
Yokao. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like chanting Greg, and I was like, what is that feeling like? You know? Like, how does that feel to be in there that you're just you and another person, like, fighting and using, I guess, your skills and the way you express yourself to, like, hit the opponent as well as the crowd, right? Like, what's that feeling like? Because there's most people in the world will never experience that feeling.
Well, it's like, I think people can relate. I hope the people that can relate to it by, like, it's the same feeling you get going to a good concert or you go into a good night. You're having a good night with your friends. The music is like playing bangers. There's the same level of excitement in some of these small shows, in some of these like Muay Thai shows, even if the crowd is small, like the same level of shared experience.
Do they say shows?
Like, yeah, they're Muay Thai shows. So if you've ever been to a great concert or had a really, like if you were into raving or whatever, you had a sick night out and everything was just so much fun, the music was so good, everything experience, some of these shows are like that. And it's knocking the mic here. So many shows are like that. So then when you're going there and you're shouting for other people as well, it's still, even if it's someone else in the ring, I still experience the same amount of joy at it. Like, it's just raw, it's raw passion, like passion, and like these people shouting for you. We don't often get to cheer each other in everyday life. You know, that's a real shame. Like birthday parties, like, for example, it's an opportunity to celebrate somebody, man. But when you go along and cheer someone along at these events, like we both went to our friend Chaz's weightlifting event, or you were weightlifting earlier on in the day. I missed your one. I went to support Chaz and I met you again, and just like being able to see this person try and do a passion or something, even if you don't understand it. Like the weightlifting thing, I'll be honest, guys, I don't really. Listen, man, the singlets and the numbers, like, good for you. I know it's cool being strong, innit? But I just like the number attachment and like the focus on whatever. Just lift that big weight, man. Go on, but it's really nice to be able to cheer people on like that, man.
I think that's what happens with sports teams, you know?
People get attached to them.
People get attached. How well your team does has a effect on how you feel and that thing. But it's also kind of scary, too, because why does this team that has objectively nothing to do with you, you don't really have anything besides you're born in the town as a team and you're rooting them on, affect your daily mood? Do you think about that too?
Yeah, honestly.
It's like if my team loses, why am I having a bad day? Why are you getting in a fight with someone at another bar, you know? Yeah. It's funny.
It's weird, man. I don't understand it so much, man. I don't understand it, like, because if you don't know the people, how can it bother you that much? Or, like, how can you have so much... I don't know. It's being too far away from me to get that to be that bothered, man.
But I guess it's not as similar to Muay Thai because you're just rooting for one person in that moment type of deal, right?
Yeah, it's really, it's really difficult seeing my friends fight.
How so?
Oh man, it's so difficult. Like, because I don't have control over that. I'm just worried for them the whole time. I feel like I'm like a grandma, man. I'm just so I'm feeling every blow, innit? Like everything. And sometimes they lose, man.
But when you were in it.
It didn't have the same. No, I didn't. It was me. Yeah, it was me. So I wasn't worried about myself. You know what I mean? I actually, I wasn't worried about myself. Like, I think with fighting, Nate, is there needs to be. It is a certain amount of recklessness. Yeah. There is, because of the pain, like you just started with and stuff. But even your will to win needs to be stronger than that, and you can't let that come into things. So you have to push through pain, essentially. Like, Muay Thai is a lot of pain. Like, the training is hard. Pain. Yeah, physical pain. The training is hard, the sparring is hard, the body recovery is hard, the ups and the downs, the losses, the, like, every time you think you're getting better, someone else comes along and beats you, and or like in sparring, or you meet some new people, and there's always things to learn, and you go on this journey, innit? You go traveling in different countries. Like in Thai boxing, in the UK, there's a bit of a culture of, like, you go to Thailand, it's like a pilgrimage. It's like the Mecca of Muay Thai. Yeah. And you go there and you learn from the Thais, and you train alongside them. You see what it feels like to...
Yeah, you lived there for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I lived there about 7 months.
Okay.
And I lived in the gym, and I was like... Yeah, it was trying to have that... trying to connect with this martial art, really. I was trying to just really understand it. I wanted to learn as much as I could.
What did you understand about the art form when you went there versus your traditional knowledge at I guess your hometown gym?
Man, there was so much, man. It was the even the way people watch it. The way people watch it in Lumpini Stadium is incredible, man. Like one championship, the massive promotion now, they're having shows at Lumpini Stadium. The crowd they're so invested in the fight that they make a noise like oi oi, and oi is like the way that you say it is for different things, isn't it? So it's one expression that they'll make slightly different versions of oi oi depending on what's going on in the fight. And they've got so many gamblers that involve that big money on the fights that they're going crazy next to the ring. There's a national sport, isn't it? They're so passionate about it.
That's crazy.
There's so many fighters there, and they're all climbing up the rankings. They've got Lumpini and Rajanamnan Stadium, the two best stadiums in the world. They're the real world titles. Yeah. Forget all these other world titles. I got 2 world titles, Nate, but they are not Lumpini or Rajanamnan, so it don't really mean the same thing.
So it made you view it from like a different lens of like, oh, this is what Thai boxing is, or...
Yeah, totally, man. The passion, just the kids doing it from a young age. So the boys in the gym I was at, they had come from the country, like a different part of the, down from the south. They'd been scouted in their local gyms for fighting well, and they were just fighting there for money for their family. They got signed to a bigger gym in Bangkok.
People do that. People just fight for money.
This is their career, man.
To like feed themselves.
Feed their families and stuff, man. Yeah. It's crazy. That's why they look at us Westerners like Farangs. They're called foreigners in Thai. They look at us Farangs like, you're mad. Like, why are you coming all the way here to train hard and fight? Like, it doesn't make sense. This is a career way out of poverty and a way of making money. That's
literally what it is over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we're going over there because we love the sport so much that we want to learn and live that lifestyle, even though it's probably not a lot of their choice, out of choice.
Wow. So their training and the way they fight is from a way deeper level. It's not because I enjoy the sport necessarily. It's because I need to make a living from the sport. Yeah,
no, it's not all fighters. Don't get me wrong. Some, like, that's just a bit of a generalization, but often that is the case, man. Often it is the case, yeah.
How was your day-to-day over there? Like, what was training like over there that was different or better or worse than how you were currently training?
Longer sessions, man. So it was like it would be 2 to 2.5 hours in the morning, and then 3 to 3.5 in the afternoon. So
wow,
that was quite a lot.
It's like 6 hours a day.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, if you did it all. Sometimes the mornings would be shorter, but yeah, roughly around 6 hours a day.
Is it just pad work, or are you guys doing conditioning?
Yeah.
Or what are you doing?
So we do a lot of running. I wasn't prepared for the running. Yeah, you run twice a day. Okay. You run like 8 to 10 kilometers in the morning, and then 4 to 5 in the afternoon.
What's a kilo to a mile? Do you know?
Kilometers, 1.6.
1.6 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 1.6 miles is 1.6 kilometers is a mile.
1.6 kilometers is a mile.
So.
So you would run how many kilometers?
8 to 10.
So you're running around like 5-6 miles a day?
Yeah, 5-6 in the morning, and then in the afternoon.
5-6 at night as well?
No, 4 or 5 kilometers. So what's that? 3 miles in the afternoon.
That's a lot of running.
Yeah, that's a lot of running, man. And that's not even the training, yeah. And then you do your skipping, like just the length of doing your skipping, doing your shadow rounds. You just do more rounds, longer rounds, and then you do a hell of a lot of clinch.
Yeah.
Clinching is a whole art form in itself. The stand-up part of the game, where you hold on to each other, you're pulling each other, essentially trying to throw each other to the floor, elbow each other, pull their head down and trip.
A lot of people don't understand clinching because they're like, especially if they're watching a fight, it's kind of like the boring part of the fight, but there's a lot going on, you know. And if you don't understand, like, why is this person grabbing me here, like what's about to happen, could possibly happen if he doesn't change his hands, if you don't understand that part of the fight, it can be viewed as boring, you know.
I get it, but it's beautiful as well, though, man.
No, it's beautiful.
Some of those throws,
it's beautiful if you understand it.
Skillful. Yeah, it's true. It's like jiu-jitsu for me. I don't really get it. I don't get jiu-jitsu yet. Same when MMA fights go to the floor, I don't it's lost on me, man.
The thing is, I started doing jiu-jitsu and made me appreciate MMA more, you know. The thing about sports and activities or skill sets is, if you don't understand football, right, you're not going to be able to appreciate it. Like, I didn't like baseball, and all my best friends from like high school, like growing up, just watch baseball all the time, bet on baseball. I'm just like, I don't get it, guys. And then they explain you the rules, and they explain you like what it means, how many innings there are, or like how many outs, and explaining all that. Then you have appreciated it. Like, okay, I understand this. So like the clenching part, like how you're talking about, it's like if you could describe clenching in a way to a friend who has no idea what's going on, they'll appreciate it more.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. It is, and it is an art form, because some of those throws and those little things, the intricacies of it, and like it's it's like chess again, but violent chess. But it's so hard as well, man. So strong. Like, it was so shocking when I went to Thailand. Like, I was 18, 19. I think I was 18. And I was getting thrown around by 12-year-old boys, man.
What?
Yeah, they were so strong, skillful, man. These little skinny kids were just like, they knew the techniques. And it's not about size sometimes, man. And the Thais are so skillful. It was so skillful. I was loving it, man. I was in there like learning these like complicated techniques and how to do it, and doing repetitions of it and just watching and learning, being around. There was like a Rajanamnon champion there at the time, who was a knee fighter. So the knee fighters are like tall. They generally be taller, slimmer guys with long range.
Kind of like your body?
Yeah, a bit like quite a lot like mine. Yeah, quite a lot like mine. Yeah. So they're like gangly, rangy, bomb, but they they come on and they throw these knees, isn't it? So they just like extending their hips out and with a nice sharp point, and they're devastating. Like, and it's such a Muay Thai movement, the knee. It's it's a beautiful movement, man, and it's quite specific to that sport. You don't really see as many sports throw them in the same way and as often, and the different variations.
Yeah, the Muay Thai hip extension part is a skill in itself, and it looks so cool when you could do it properly. And we've been working on it, and my hips are just tight, dude. I get really frustrated. I was like, I feel like I'm an athletic guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could get into these positions, but I'm just like, whoa, this is really hard for me.
Yeah, but it's just, it's you can and you will, but it's just a unique movement type. It's a rotation, and you're producing torque and fast, but you're being grounded and thing. So it will come, man. Yeah, it will come. It won't take you long either. We've only done 2 sessions. So.
We'll see. What do you think the difference is between like training a martial art, or I guess Muay Thai, than training weightlifting or sports, a different type of sport? Like what are the benefits of it, and is there any like negative downsides that you think?
Yes, there are negative downsides. I'll start with that one. Nah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna go with the positives
Let's
first,
go the
man.
positives
Yes,
first. Listen,
there are negatives. I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna try and preach that this is the most amazing thing ever. It is to me,
sure.
But not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's a form of self-expression, man. It's a form of self-expression. Like we were talking about this earlier. There's a part of you that comes out, man, which you don't even know. So you're discovering yourself when you're in there, and then expression in the way that people move, the way that they live in their bodies, like what kind of lifestyle they lead. Like different fighters from different countries fight differently. They have their own styles and things, and it's like a dance. It's like a self-expression, you know. And then it's also like chess. People are trying to outthink each other.
I guess physically, the physical part of it, like what benefits you get from doing Muay Thai physically as strength wise versus someone who just trains at the gym or trains a different type of weightlifting sport or any other sport in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you're going to get very conditioned, so it's very conditioning just to do it, just to be able to kick and punch the pads, do it well. It's really hard. That's like the hardest thing, man. And then you do a whole load to prepare for that. You do a whole load of like drills and things. So while you're doing all this training and you're learning this skill, it's like difficult. So you get fitter while you're doing it. Then you do conditioning, push-ups, sit-ups, abs work, things like that. And you sweat a lot, man. It's a hard workout. You have these like high intensity bursts where you're going all out on the pads, like doing 10 kicks and things like that. And you're trying to push your body to do it faster and harder and stronger. And that just builds up like a mental toughness and resilience as well, which I find difficult to replicate doing other things, weights and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like also the weights don't fight back.
No, the weights don't fight back. Yeah, so people's bodies change. Like they, like martial arts is for some people it's a way of life, because in order to do your martial art better, you also need to be healthy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of healthy people within gyms, man. And then it's like when you're surrounding yourself with healthy people, that rubs off on you. Like, and you need more energy, so you learn how to eat better. So, you know, along with trying to get fit and lose weight and learn to protect yourself, it also like influences all the way you live life, man.
Yeah, I feel martial arts too is the example of like how you do anything's how you do everything type of deal, like kind of how you just said, because if you want to get good at this art form, you have to eat healthier to benefit that. You have to condition yourself better so you could do this better, you know. So everything comes hand in hand, and to do this one thing better, you have to do everything else in your life better.
Yeah, exactly. And
what are the negative sides?
The negative sides, it can be because it's a weight classified sport. So then people get put into weight classes, and the higher up the higher the level of competition, the more specific it gets, and then the more weight cutting goes on. So people try to fight in light categories to be as strong as they can and have an advantage over the people there. So you're playing with your body composition by trying to be as muscular and lean and as low body fat as possible. And then you're playing with dehydration. So you're trying to also dehydrate to a certain level and come back and then hydrate in time.
What's that process like, the dehydration process?
Horrible, man. Yeah, it's it's very humbling.
I always heard
man.
It's bad, but like what do you actually do? Like, do you go for runs? Do you sit in a sauna? Do you wear trash bags? Like,
yeah, you can do it different ways.
Okay.
So I used to go for runs in sweatsuits for and I start like 3 days before, slowly sweating it out a little bit, and then on the last day.
And how long are you running?
30-40 minutes. Sometimes I go on the cross trainer to try and save my legs a little bit, doing like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. If I was doing more than 45 minutes, it meant I had a lot of weight to lose. So it was unpleasant. Yeah, luckily I sweat kind of easy. That's the only time it's been helpful.
Yeah, dude, you sweat a lot. We've been training guys, and I was like, damn, man, like this guy's got a puddle under him already. Good metabolism, I guess.
I'll try and stay hydrated.
Drink a lot of water.
But it was beneficial. It was beneficial. Also, there's like a certain amount of muscle mass. The leaner you are, the more water you hold. So you can sweat out a bit more there. I'm not sure on the science on that, but my nutritionist was telling me that. So.
For the for the weight cut part, is there like a healthy way to do it?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, ish.
Okay,
yeah,
what's the healthiest way? The healthiest way is
to not be too high above your weight class, so you don't put on too much excess fat, really. But you're at a healthy weight, and then when the fight camp starts, you're already at a healthy weight, and then you drop down to a certain point, you stay there, and then you do a water cut. Try not to do too big of a water cut either. So that water cut, sometimes you can have what they do is called water loading. So they drink more and more water each day, like a pyramid. So they build up the amount that you drink until you're drinking like 11 liters. My friends were doing some crazy ones. And then they cut it down, and then also you manipulate your sodium levels. So you have quite a bit of sodium, then you cut it out a few days before, because sodium retains water. And then you can take natural diuretics like dandelion extract and things like that. And then you go, so your body starts to produce a hormone which excretes urine. And then because you've been drinking so much water, then you stop drinking the water, the urine keeps coming out of you, the water keeps coming out of you, and you go into a few hot baths, or you go into the sauna or something. And because you've had so much water in you by osmosis, you put loads of salt baths in the water, and you sweat, and it pulls the water out of you, so you sweat some more. I really didn't like the salt baths, because you get up and you're very drained and lightheaded. The other option is the sauna, where you like work up a bit of a sweat, but you haven't usually eaten that much in a while, so you have to work up a bit of a sweat, and then go into the sauna. So go on the treadmill for a bit and then into the sauna.
Do you have someone who's helping you through this process when you do it, or are you calculating the amount of sodium yourself, how much you're running, how much did you do it yourself?
Yeah, I was doing most of it myself,
really?
Man. Yeah, like I
feel like it would be harder mentally to, okay, I need to keep track of how much water I'm drinking this, versus like if someone told you, hey, you need to drink 5 liters today, 6 in 3 weeks, and then I don't know, 11 at the peak of it, and I feel like I could get lost. No, I wish I had a whole nutritionist and team there, but I did have a nutritionist. One of my friends, Matt Lovell, who's awesome, man. I used to train alongside him and a friend, and he would give me tips and give me consultation stuff for the thing, but he wasn't like full time on with me.
So yeah, that stuff is difficult. The cutting weight part. It also leads people to have like, you know, false beliefs like body dysmorphia, because I used to start to think I needed to look like I did on the scales all the time. But
what did you think you needed to look like on the scales all the time? Like
lean,
purely shredded?
Yeah, lean, muscular, thin. Like,
why did you think you wanted to look needed to look like that all the time?
Because that's when I felt good. That's when I felt good for fighting. Yeah, when I felt lean and fast and
so
things.
You associated
the athletic feeling and performance with the look, but I didn't. You don't need to be ripped to be feeling good athletically, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain health point of you could just be an athletic person.
You can still be a beast, without being shredded,
without being 5% body fat.
Yeah.
How low body fat percentage did you get? Did you ever track it?
The one time I did, I think I was 3 or 3.5. Yeah, it was.
What?
It was like a week out from my fight, and I was like, had been starving myself.
What are you eating? Like, what's the nutrition like?
That wasn't that good, man. I was under eating. I think, looking back in hindsight, I was under eating. I was avoiding carbs too much. And
so, what's your daily diet?
It was like I usually have like overnight oats or something.
Okay.
During the winter anyway, or in the summer, and then like porridge in the winter ideally. But eggs, couple eggs. Yeah,
I haven't heard porridge in a while.
Oatmeal, they call it here, isn't it?
Is it
oatmeal?
Oatmeal is porridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot oats.
Yeah, hot oats.
Yeah.
That's porridge.
Porridge. Yeah.
Oh. You learn something new every day, folks. Porridge in the UK. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't like that though, man. It was filling though. It was good.
That's all you ate.
No, in the winter. Then, like, you know, on other times, if I was at home, often my day would start early, so I'd have to have something on the go, you know. But if I was at home, I'd be cooking like eggs, scrambled eggs, you know, salmon, whatever, avocado.
And barely any carbs.
But no, not too much carbs there, man. No, I'd be careful on the bread and stuff. And then for lunch, it would be like whatever, man. I try to keep it healthy. Like clean carbs, I stayed away from pasta and things like that, and potatoes. I'd have, I don't know, quinoa or whatever, or couscous, not too bad.
Couscous is good. Yeah, I'll fuck with some couscous.
Yeah, and some protein, and then in the evening I try and cut the carbs.
Totally.
It would be mostly like fish and vegetables or something.
Where did you? Obviously, you have to have the discipline to do that, to fight in the sport, because you have to lose the weight. But I guess, did you have to develop that discipline beforehand, or did it come pretty naturally to you?
It came fairly naturally, I'd say.
Because I was talking to a couple people on the podcast earlier, last few months, and a lot of people associate foods with like an emotion, right? So, for example, like s'mores. What do you think about s'mores? You think about like campfire. You think about like a good, comfy feeling around a fireplace. Sometimes, at least for me, because I'm from the United States.
Yeah. I got no feelings towards s'mores, man. They're a fictional thing for me.
Or porridge at home when you are getting ready for a fight. Like that's what I hate. I don't like it because it could be associated with that feeling of like this sucks because I have to cut weight, right? So people will have like this emotion with food, and a lot of people have a hard time like cutting bad foods out of their diet because they are associated with good feelings. And I don't know, do you have any advice to like kind of get into the discipline of eating because in today's world there's so many overweight people, there's so many people who have a hard time just disciplining their palate to not put stuff that's not good for them in their mouth.
Yeah, no, I just say focus on how you want to be, man. It's like eat accordingly. Like, if you want to feel, like, I hope people want to feel good, basically, man. I hope they want to, like, if you want to feel good, make the healthy choice, man. You feel so much better, like, I know, like, how.
But when that pasta
or maybe
goes
they've
down,
never had good healthy food. Maybe.
When that pasta goes down, though, when that ice cream goes down, though, it feels good in the moment.
Yeah.
But then after you'll feel like shit.
Yeah, you can't do it too much, man. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But people associate it with just feeling good all the time. That's why they do it too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand?
I do. But I value being healthy too much, man. I know this is, again, it's like bias, man. We've probably been active our whole lives, isn't it? With one sport or another. And we're fortunate enough, my parents used to send me off to football practice and Yeah, we used to play football in school all the time. A country that was passionate about soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was like always a sport that was going on in my life. So I've always
You have a good soccer build too. I feel like you were pretty good.
Oh yeah, I used to be okay actually, man. Yeah, I was a gallant defender.
Gallant, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get vocabulary words that are not very common on here.
A gallant defender. Yeah, I wasn't that good on the ball. This is it. So I was just good at like chasing people down and tackling them. Really.
Did you have a good slide tackle?
Hey, I love the slide tackle.
You love the slide
tackle.
tackle.
I love the slide. When you do a clean slide tackle, like you come from behind, you chase someone down, you come from behind, and like whip the ball out from under their feet, and they fall over.
I never really got it down. I played soccer until probably, I think I was 15 or 16. Never got the slide tackle down.
To be honest, it's not a good one to do too much as you get older, man. You get grazed up and stuff.
Also, people could step on your knee and stuff wherever you're at.
Yeah. I used to, but on a muddy pitch, it rains more in the UK. On a muddy pitch, man, you're sliding through puddles.
That was one thing I remember. It was always cool to play soccer in the rain. You were just in it.
Yeah, man, it was messy. We were going, you're going out. You can't cool off the game because of this thing.
It's cold. You're running around in the mud, but then you feel heat. Like I remember a couple of my buddies who I played soccer with growing up. Like you'd see the steam from their head going up in this like 40, 50 degree weather. Ridiculous.
What position did you play?
Soccer is mostly defense. I think I was like right defender, and then I played a little bit of midfield. I never was like a forward or anything like that. I was quick too. My soccer coach, it's so funny, I haven't talked about this in years, called me the Energizer Bunny. I was just fast too. Yeah. I didn't really lift much weights then. I did just mostly push-ups and pull-ups and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, that's kind of, that was my first sport. That was yours too?
Yeah, I think so. No, I think I did swimming.
Swimming?
I learned to swim a bit younger.
I think swimming is one of the hardest things to do.
Really? Yeah.
Just for a long period of time.
Yeah, it's exhausting, isn't it? You come out of the pool so hungry. I always come out.
I don't think I've had that.
As soon as I exit the pool,
hungry?
I'm hungry. Yeah. I don't have that with Muay Thai training. Man.
Really?
Yeah, I need to chill for a bit first, man. Yeah,
chill.
Because I don't know, it's been different adrenaline. Like the adrenaline.
That's the same way I feel about like running. I'm not really hungry after a run. What do you call it? You know how you're talking about self-expression, and then you said it needs to be released, and you release it through Muay Thai.
Yeah.
If people don't have Muay Thai, or they don't have their outlet and they keep those emotions like built in, do you think there's people out there who have that and they don't get it released?
100%, Nate. Yeah, of course, man. There's angry people out there. Some of the way people drive and like arguments, all these arguments and things. Like the road rage is a simple one, isn't it? It's like, comes out of nowhere, man. It comes from the depths. Yeah. And out here it's crazy because people got guns and stuff. So like, I'm like, why you control yourself, man?
That is a thought that I do have that I would like to think I don't need to have, but you have to have it. It's like
I'm staying in the car, man. I'm staying.
And I asked Greg the other day. I was like, "Yeah, don't you feel pretty confident, like when you're walking around because you know you have like the skill set of Muay Thai?" And he was like, "Bro, yeah, sure, but you don't know if they're carrying a gun."
It's true, yeah, man. Muay Thai is great, but not everyone does a little honorably fisticuffs anymore.
Yeah.
Honorable fisticuffs, man. It's different now.
I know.
I forget it in America as well, man. I got to remember that out here. Like, there's a lot of guns.
Are there guns in the UK?
Yeah, there are, but like they're between people who are involved in that stuff, man. Not the everyday person, man. Nah, not the everyday person.
There's a lot
with an
of
opinion.
everyday people in the United States who have guns.
I know, man. Yeah.
My dad's obsessed.
Is he?
Yeah. He made me take these like gun classes, handgun classes, maybe like 5-6 years ago, and just teach you safety protocols and defense mechanisms. Like I did it in a very good way, but there's a lot of bad ways to go about it too, because there's a lot of people who have guns who don't know the safety of a gun, and they don't know when you should pull it, or if, for example, someone's attacking you or about to, like the proper way to go about it for everyone to be safe. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we continue to like go through this and like continue to have this life, that there should be some mandatory
This is what's
You know what I'm
problem in
saying?
America, man.
Why?
This is a problem, man.
Why?
How have you got to learn to use a gun to survive out here, man? What the hell? What kind of Wild West place is this? I love it. I'm happy here, man. That's why I moved here and stuff. I'm having a great time. But also, it's the Wild West at the same time, man. How are people just able to buy guns as easy as they can?
That's crazy.
People got so much mental health issues out here as well, man. Like,
what?
jeez.
Why do you like it out here?
Not for the guns, but to be honest, it's quite an interesting thing with the guns. Like, because I was very anti-gun when I first came over here. Like, I think it's disgusting.
Sure.
Just like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why would you ever want to be killing anyone? Like, or be prepared to, or thing. But I feel like there's just it makes more sense out here, man, because I hear about these home invasions and robberies, and then people.
Yeah, dude, my balcony got broken into probably like 6 months ago, and I was like, oh, I had a hard time sleeping at night after. I was like, I might need to bring one here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just got a machete by the door, mate.
You got a machete?
Yeah, my friend Bill hooked it up, man. My friend Bill hooked it up because
Greg's like, let me show you this machete real quick, guys.
Yeah, because
You're serious?
No, yeah. I'm not gonna use it, man. But it's there just in case.
Have you ever sliced down like wood with it? Have you tried?
No.
So you never use it on anything?
No, I practiced not with the machete, but I practiced with the sticks, the screamer sticks.
Yeah, what are they called?
Kali.
The Kali sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I practiced a little bit of that and learned a bit of stuff, and my friend was showing me what to do. Yeah, because I got a friend who's a knife fighter. He's a stuntman, a choreographer and stuff. Shout out Francis Knuckles.
Come on, Francis Knuckles.
No one knows his government name. No one knows his government name. Oh, funny.
What do you call it? So you never use the machete on anything?
Nah, man.
I always feel like it'd been cool to like chop down a little tree.
Oh yeah, well, like actually in the countryside and stuff, I have used machetes.
Oh, you
have?
have?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not no, I didn't practice in the city. I wasn't practicing in the park or anything.
Yeah.
No.
So what do you end up liking about LA?
Man, it's there's so much, like the sunsets, man.
So
like
so
honestly,
beautiful.
they are so damn beautiful.
Little ocean.
Did you see the one the other week?
Yeah.
The pink one.
The pink one. It was like pink and purple in the
Yeah,
sky.
I was driving somewhere. I came out of the house and I was like, "What the hell? Why is this sky pink?" And they're like, "Me, are these idiots making a movie or something? Is someone filming nearby or something?"
I don't know the science behind it, and I think it's a good
the pollution. Apparently it's the pollution in the air.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and
okay,
it makes sense. It traps the particles of light a bit more.
Dang.
So it's all the smog from the cars.
Well, I kind of wish I didn't know that anymore, because now I wouldn't appreciate it as much.
Nah, it makes ironic sense. It makes ironic sense about LA, man. And same with the palm trees.
Yeah.
It makes so much ironic sense that they're not native to California either, but they're there and they're like a symbol of LA, isn't it? The sun, the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like no one's from here. Not many people.
Not many people are from here. Yeah, all the people that I've met here are from other places.
Yeah. So it's nice when you meet a real one, though. I've got some real, So
we got some real ones out here.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. When you meet the real LA people, yeah. All the bad myths about LA don't apply to them.
They don't.
They're on time.
It's zero.
They're like down to earth. Their thing.
The on time part is like a big thing. Like all my friends who I guess are in our circle, they're very on top of it. They're very good at what they do. They show up on time. They do the right things. And I always have all these stories from other people that are just like not super close friends. All these bad stories about their interactions with people in LA. I'm like, mine are really good. Mine are great. I have very hard time.
Punctual friends.
Yeah, punctual friends.
Nate, are you going to judge me for being 15 minutes late? I was 15 minutes late here. He already pushed it back half an hour. I was 15 minutes late. He's like, this guy.
The biggest thing with that's the communication. Communication. Because if you move things around and you decide to do something without letting another person know, that's when it gets a little sticky. But like, hey, if you let everyone know how you're feeling or what's going on, everything's gravy.
It's true.
How did you find Muay Thai?
So I stopped playing football, soccer, at 14 or something, and I was like doing push-ups in my bedroom or whatever, doing whatever I could. I was doing push-ups the whole time. It was like training. I used to start, I don't know what I was doing, probably silly, but I'd learn from like men's health magazines or fitness magazines.
Come on, men's health.
Yeah, come on, shout out. And then we like pull-up routines, and then there'd be CrossFit things like Cindy, those kind of workouts and stuff. So as a little kid, I'd be trying to do all those things. And then...
Is CrossFit big in the UK too?
Yeah, pretty big, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably not as big as here, but yeah. Anyway, then I was playing football, so I was trying to get fit for football as well, because you want to be pretty strong for football. You don't get pushed off the ball. And then stopped doing Muay Thai. I had a friend I went to school with actually, which inspired me to do it. So it was my friend Mohammed Masood. He was like a Afghan boy that came straight from Kabul. He was like illegally sent here by his parents for his own protection. But this guy did Taekwondo, and he was sick. He was so sick. He was
Taekwondo got some gnarly kicks.
Yo, this guy, he didn't mess around, man. It wasn't the point scoring version, man. I seen him do some, like, someone tried to slap him once and he head kicked him so fast. No second reactions. Yeah. Someone was trying to clown him and boom, head kick. I was like, damn, that was cold. That was cold.
I don't think I've been around anybody who just like
whipped out a kick like that. Yeah.
No kick.
Yeah.
I've seen punches all day. I've never seen someone kick someone in person yet. I've never seen a kick at a bar.
Yeah.
I've seen punches. I've seen bottles.
It's America. It's a boxing country, though, man. Yeah.
I would love just to witness one time though at a bar someone give someone a head kick. I would die.
Yeah.
I would die of laughter and of appreciation.
Yeah, that's true. Most of the times you see him on videos trying to kick and falling over, isn't it? Yeah. It's not. It's quite a risk to take.
And it's usually at the ankles, and then they fall.
Yeah, but no, this guy was good with it, man. And
that's what inspired you to start.
Yeah, because he was also disciplined. He was driven, man. He wanted to be a doctor, so he was studying. He came in like year 9. So
doctors built different over there.
Yeah, man, and he was just so dedicated. Like when he first came, he entered the school and he couldn't speak like that great English, because the only English he could speak was speaking to British and American soldiers in Afghanistan. That's how he practiced. Then he came over here, and then by the end of school, so year 9, by year 11, he got the best grades in the school, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, super proud of him, man. Just like studied, focused, and he was training Taekwondo the whole time. So I looked at him and all these benefits that he had, and I was playing football at the time, and it was like a social status thing.
What benefits did you see?
Discipline. I saw discipline. Okay. I saw he was very honorable. He had all these values and stuff, man. Like he was also straight from Afghanistan, so he wasn't used to people hugging and kissing in the streets like they are. Like I remember I had a little girlfriend at the time, and he didn't like it if I was too affectionate to her.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like
what is it like over there?
Where he's from, I don't know. Where he's from, it wasn't like that, man. I respected it. Like they live by different honors and different codes and stuff.
It's funny how the cultures work from place to place. If you haven't traveled anywhere in the world, you don't know. You know, I just got back from Japan probably 3-4 months ago. And
Nate, can I stop you here? Yeah. Bro, I've heard you mention this in every podcast. This must have been an amazing trip, man.
It was a great trip.
It must have been amazing. It changed your life, did it?
Yeah, it changed my life, for
sick,
sure.
Sick.
It's just a huge culture shock, you know? Over there, everything's clean. Everything is orderly. People are respectful. People bow down regardless of who you are. And over here, it's just like not like that. Or like in Europe, no one's about the grind. No one's rushing anywhere. While if you go to New York, in the United States, everyone has a place to be at once. It's so weird going to different places, and what people value is different.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a real luxury, man.
You've been around the world a lot.
I've tried to. I've tried to, man. I really I find it so exciting, man, especially to be in a very different culture and different place, just to see how people live. I really like the everyday things, the everyday moments, man. Like in Thailand when I was there, man, I used to get the motorbike taxis and they would take you on this crazy journey, man. Yeah, like because they're zipping in between cars. It's kind of it's dangerous, man. It's pretty dangerous. There's like big packs of motorbikes. It's wild. They're taking small little alleyways. They're doing this. They're doing that. And it's just like that's how the locals get around, man, because it's the quickest way.
And you did that.
Yeah, but I was trying to, like, wherever I go, I try and live like the local. So one of the things I love to do is to go to a Muay Thai gym if I can, if there is one in near where I'm staying, I'll try and go and pop my head in and do a session, or maybe if it's reasonable price, getting a private. Yeah. And or I mostly like doing classes with people, because you just get to sort of see how the different people train, the atmosphere. You connect with like local people with the same passion together, man. It's like you don't speak the same language, but you do. And yeah, you do, and you connect, man, in a different way, because you can't really. It's hard to gain the same snapshots into life elsewhere, without having things in common with the people or a connection.
That's so funny that you say that. This girl I had on the podcast a couple times ago. She's a dancer. She was like, "You do speak the same language," in that aspect, because you could still dance without understanding each other, and you could still do martial arts without understanding each other. Yeah. And you could still appreciate that art form and have a good experience because you guys both understand, I guess, that skill set.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't speak the same language, but you do. When you're training together, man, you don't need to be able to communicate sometimes to get to know each other as a person, man. And it's a real nice.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man.
What do you call it? So you meet your buddy what's his name again? The doctor?
Mohammed Masood,
Masood, and you start training because you see all his values from him, and then were you automatically like, I'm gonna do this now, I'm gonna be a world champ?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. How did you get there?
That was a slow process.
That mindset.
Yeah, that was a slow process. I just enjoyed the training.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really think about competing. I just wanted to get better. Because there was so much to learn. There was so much to learn that it was like quite addictive. Because you learn these techniques and then what to do then, and then all these different styles, and then you start watching different fighters and they have their own styles of doing things and strategies and good weapons and bad weapons and movement and like and names. And then also it's so sick learning all these Thai guys' names, man. Like Namsak Noi used to be my favorite. Like this guy, the Dark Emperor was his nickname. Yeah, he was sick. That just like the way that he used to enter the ring with like a headdress with a thing around it. He was Muslim, so he would do the Y crew, which is the dance at the start of the fight. He would do it differently. He had his own style because it was his culture, but. So there's a dance at the start of Muay Thai called the Y Crew, and different gyms do it in different styles, and some people would add their own little bits to it. Like John Wayne Parr, this Australian fighter, he's called, his nickname was Wayne, John Parr, but John Wayne Parr, he would pretend to pull out some guns and shoot them. Borkow used to shoot arrows at people.
What was yours?
I don't really have one, man. It wasn't my it wasn't my thing. Cool enough? Nah, it wasn't my culture, man. I never learned it the same way.
Really?
So I did abbreviated version, man. Yeah, okay. I just did an abbreviated version.
I saw you wear the bandana though.
The Moncon.
Yeah, the Moncon.
Yeah, you do. So the Moncon is each individual gym has their own one, and it's been blessed and things, and each fighter wears it as they go to the ring. Yeah. So there's a lot of spirituality attached to that. The way I saw it was an honor to wear this thing that all these other fighters from the same gym had, and I'd seen pictures of my coaches wearing it when they were fighting. Yeah. And it was very inspiring, man, to have these coaches who had world champions. David Paquette was one, and like fighting at the top level, and they were teaching you these things, man. So you could get to, like, because there wasn't so much money in the sport and people needed to work and train it, and there's so much access. So this great athlete was still working and coaching other athletes at the same time while they were competing at the highest level. So it's quite a unique thing. And like with Thai boxing as well, like you go to Thailand, you can train with some of the best trainers, and even some of the fighters. You can pay them to do a private with you in some cases. Like I know people done privates with Sanchai while he was still like, even probably to this day.
Really?
Yeah. So
you can't do that with like big time MMA fighters or boxers here.
No. So yeah, because there isn't so much.
That's also a good and bad thing.
Yeah, I know, man.
The cool thing is like you have the ability to do that. The bad thing is like you shouldn't have the ability to do that.
Nah, you shouldn't, man.
They're world class.
They should have too much. They should have too much, man. They shouldn't need to work like that, man.
Yeah, that's why is the money so scarce compared to boxing or MMA, you think?
It's a niche sport in some ways because of that ritual dance at the start, because of the Y crew, because of the more Eastern practices, the Buddhist practices and references. Partly because of Thai culture as well. It's not within Thai culture. It's not many. The fighters don't trash talk each other. They're not. It's nothing personal to the other person.
Similar to jiu-jitsu in that way. I don't think
that they don't trash talk in jiu-jitsu.
I don't think so.
Not often. Yeah.
Not often.
Cool. Yeah, because it's not a personal issue, man. You're not trying to hurt them. Like, there was a massive fight on Friday with two of the best people in the sport, Rodtang and Superlek. And they're friends. They haven't fought each other. They're friends. But watching the pre-fight interviews, nothing juicy in there. They're not fishing on like, oh, he said he's going to do this to you. Trying to start beef or anything. They're both just talking about their game plans, isn't it? He was like, oh, this fight is good with his legs and he's fast, but I don't know if he'll be able to deal with my hands.
Do you think it's just as entertaining? Because I feel like there's a sense of people talk shit because it's more entertaining. A lot of, back to what we were talking about before the podcast, so many people are interested in other people's beef, other people's problems, other people's X, Y, and Z in their lives, and they just want to be entertained by this talking shit UFC or other martial arts type of deal.
That's American, man. That's America, man. Because with all that entertainment, there's advert breaks, there's things like, I went to a basketball game, man, blew my mind.
Which one?
I was in
Clippers,
Miami.
Lakers?
I was in Miami. Miami Heat versus the Bucks.
Okay. Playoffs? Or regular?
Playoffs, I think. Yeah.
This last year?
No, actually, it was a regular one, yeah.
This last year,
Last year, yeah.
How was that?
That was pretty cool, man. But what blew my mind is like there was so much distractions going on, man. I was trying to watch the basketball, and then we had to go get food, coming back eating food. Then they're like breaking regularly. They got dancers in there. Then they're throwing pizzas into the crowd. They got the kiss cam going. Like there's all these distractions and adverts the whole time. And
there's a lot going on.
And then in between, like someone comes on and tries to free throw, and you're like, what? I'm trying to follow the game, and they're trying to sell me too much stuff, man.
I don't really think about that, but compared to what you just talked about, just
with Muay Thai, everyone's focused on the fight.
Everyone's focusing on the fight.
They do have ring girls, they have ring girls in some shows.
But it's not as distracting for sure.
Nah, there's not that much else going on. Sometimes there's good music playing, there's DJ, but then also there's this music that plays as the fight goes on. And with traditional Muay Thai, they have a live band in the stadium, and the live band adapts the tempo of the music to the tempo of the fight. But it's traditional Thai music, man. So a lot of people don't like it. They say it sounds like a cat crying or a cat dying. It's beautiful though, man. And it speeds up. It's just, that's what Muay Thai is, man. There's this music playing and things. My coach used to play it, but like, I'm not that traditional to be honest, man. I don't play the Thai music when I'm teaching or coaching.
He's like, I'm not trying to jam to some Thai music.
Nah. Yeah, I just inflict my own taste of like British hip hop, British hip hop grime, and house music on them.
Yeah,
poor people.
British hip hop's kind of like coming to the States. A lot of people have been playing it lately.
Yeah, they've been loving Central C, the drill rapper. Yeah,
I don't know who that is. I'll check it out.
Yeah, he's quite popular over here, man.
Okay. What do you call it? When you went to that basketball game? Like, were you shocked by all the distractions? Like, this is weird, or this is just like another American thing? Like, whatever.
I want to get into basketball. I was really trying to get into basketball. I was really trying to get into
it. Oh, my buddy who I told you, the creative director, the guy that you guys were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, man. But yeah, so I was just a bit distracted, man, and I was a bit. I just wanted to watch the sport, man. I wanted to focus on that, and then there was too much things going on. And,
just stay home and watch it. You'll be less distracted.
Yeah, maybe. But also, I don't know. I'll give it a go. I'll give it another few goes, man. Maybe I want to go see the Lakers. Yeah,
see the Lakers. Yeah. I went to 3 or 4 games last year. We should go get the whole crew together.
I haven't been to the Dodgers either.
I went to my first Dodgers game.
I'm dreading it. I'm dreading it, man.
It's
5 hours. Did you go for the whole game? 5 hours.
I showed up a little bit late, so it was like 3.
Cool. 3 hours still. Damn.
It's been a long time. But Americans love their sports, man. They love bad food.
Yeah, everyone told me, like, go to the Dodgers, drink, get drunk, and eat hot dogs. I was like, I don't even eat hot dogs, and I don't eat red meat, and then I don't really like getting drunk that much, man, so... What else is there?
I don't know. I think, again, when we talk about association with feelings, hot dogs and beer and the Dodgers, like, they go together.
Yeah, right.
And I feel like that's why people have a hard time breaking those like bad habits.
Yeah, but it's also, I think, like, it's the way you're introduced to these sports as well. Like, say for my preference or non-preference for baseball, it's like, I don't care about it, man, because no one's really introduced it to me. Like, I got a friend Marcel, used to play a lot, man, and he's like, can throw, like, we were in the snow once, and the way he was throwing these snowballs, I was like, damn, that was sick.
It was wicked, bro.
Yeah, that was fast, man. So then I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, how do you do that? How do you throw it? Same thing. I bet he's good at skimming stones as well. But
and he described it.
I just want to learn about it and you know, do it, play it a bit and see if I can like it. But I've got no attachment to it otherwise, man. You're just trying to whack a ball. The intricacies are probably lost on me. And
I feel like if your buddy who threw that snowball articulated it in a deeper manner, if you kept asking him questions, you would have understood it a little bit more, and then you would appreciate it more. Basically what we were talking about earlier. What do you call it? You started studying sports and exercise science. Did you get a degree in it
yeah, man.
In the UK?
In the UK, yeah.
How did you have time to
mate,
to do school and fight people?
Nah, that was hard time, man. That was a hard period, man. I was also working as well, so
you're doing 3 things.
Yeah, man. And I had them in the wrong order as well. So like number 1 was Muay Thai. Yeah, that's what I wasn't sacrificing. Okay. So I was still at the gym.
And then you have to work.
Yeah,
and then
work, and then
school falls last.
Yeah, it was last. It was last. I still smashed it though. I still got a first.
Okay.
Yeah, which is the best I could have got. I scraped it though.
What's first mean?
It's the highest.
It's like A's?
Yeah, they've changed it now. Now you can get like A's and A stars and stuff. But at first, it was like you either get a first, which is the higher level. I think it's like 70% and above, so it's not actually that high. Okay. They tell you it's the higher level. Nah, I can't remember what the percentages was, but it was something like that. And then a 2-1 is like a passable grade. Okay. 2-2, I don't think that is a great one, and a 3rd isn't.
Okay. So you still did well in school.
Yeah, man, but it was hard, man. I scraped that one. Not that I'm not intelligent, but I just didn't spend enough time there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I was.
Did you decide to study exercise science because it went along with Muay Thai?
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, it was great. It was. I was learning this. You know, the science about the body, how to train, how to get these adaptations. I'm you know, from personal training and coaching and stuff, but like you go into so much depth on each thing. Like on a personal training course of like 6 weeks or a year, you know, you get a good understanding and you carry your things. But we went way beyond it, man. It got boring, man. Biomechanics. Hey, biomechanics. I love movement and things, but then you're touching the little things, you're doing angles. Yeah. I just want, I gravitated more towards sports psychology.
No, for sure.
And I was more interested in that because I could also try and apply that and use a lot of those principles.
A lot easier. Because also when you walk someone through, I don't know, a punch, you're not trying to biomechanically describe how the punch is being thrown, right?
Nah, they don't. First of all, they won't understand the terms that you're using. Yeah.
You're just like, move your hand in this direction and put your other hand here, right?
Like when you get too on planes of motion, it loses on people sometimes. Like
transverse plane.
You just you just gotta tell them to rotate your hips, do this, do that. Yeah, but you have to I use a lot of analogies, man. Like as a coach, I try and use a lot of analogies. Like when you're throwing the jab, if you're stepping on it too heavy, I'll tell people, imagine you're stepping onto an icy lake, and you're not trying to stomp through the ice.
I feel like being a coach in any form, to get someone to put their body in a position, you have to be just as good as articulating the movement verbally as cueing them physically.
Yeah, man. You're good at this, Nate. He's teaching me to muscle up the slinky one. As soon as you start talking about being like a slinky, I was like, I get it now.
You get it now.
Yeah, that was good, man. I've been enjoying these.
It's cool. Yeah, also just why do you want to... That's one thing. I like learning weird skills. I'm just like, why do you want to learn a muscle up? When I did, I was just like, I don't know, it looks cool to get over a bar.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not so focused on the actual achievement of the movement. Yeah. I just quite interested in like learning more about moving differently, man. Yeah, like I did gymnastics for a while, and like.
Can you do backflip right now?
No. I didn't get to the backflip, man. I was doing back handsprings, and that was a lot on the shoulders. From years of rounding. That was
years of rounding because you're over here all the time, right? From Muay Thai.
So you get quite tight shoulders. So But no, it was great, man. I loved it, man. Also, this gymnastics place I was going was such an inspirational like community of people. Yeah, Matt's Gymnastics on Vermont. amazing, because they had these oldies, like 50, 60,
And
60 something.
they were counting?
Doing the gymnastics.
No.
Yeah, man.
50?
Older. One lady
way.
was on gas.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I swear she was. I swear she was. What was her name again? I can't remember her name, but she was on gas. She'd go and do her like
She was on
cartwheel.
oxygen shake.
Yeah, cartwheel. She had a canister. Yeah, and then she'd sit down for a while and thing. She sounded like a heavy smoker or something, so it might have been self-induced. But she'd use that, sit down, and get up again
I
when
want to
she
meet
wanted.
that lady.
A legend, man. Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes and then just
Yeah.
doing a back handspring
That's
and then
why
getting back on the oxygen.
That's why I kept on going back, because they were the most encouraging. Yeah, all the young people are all shy and they're kind of like dating around and stuff, and they're all like eyeing each other up, man. Man, the amount of girls that introduced themselves to me, I thought it was amazing. When I was single and I was going there, it was amazing, mate.
I feel like that's the best way for any guy out there who wants attention is like go to a place that is high in female, I guess, attendance. So like yoga classes, spin classes, like
Funny,
gymnastics. You're gonna be like one of the only dudes, and if you're relatively good looking, you'll look better looking.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's funny because then there was all this shyness going on with the younger people. The older people were so encouraging. They would like cheer each other on and cheer the young people and give advice and stuff. But
what did I guess moving?
But moving differently, yeah.
Differently. Man. What does moving different? What does learning to move different movements do for you? Like,
I think it's the challenge of it. You know, it's the challenge of it, and also it's nice to just express yourself in a different way as well. To move differently, to see what you can do and see what you can accomplish, and like it's kind of like a computer game or
it's a real life video game. It's kind
of unlocking new things.
New things. I feel like once I unlocked like being able to juggle, my brain worked differently. I don't. It could be just a feeling, but I feel like something in your brain had to change for you to be able to catch these 3 balls each time and keep going, or throw a kick and being able to do it the correct form every single time. Like you had to think about moving your body part differently in that aspect. Like there has to be some sort of change up there.
Yeah, there must be, man. Do you know the anti-aging effects of it are wild, man? Like
of working out,
yeah,
of moving your body,
yeah.
The articles that are coming out now with these long studies is crazy.
I'm seeing it like because when I go back to the UK, man, when I go back and visit family like once a year or something, I notice the aging process not happening to my friends from the gym, happening to everyone else, man.
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
Do you see that with old friends?
Yeah, yeah, man. Some of them, I noticed the ones that are in shape still look like they did like 5-10 years ago.
I know.
And the other ones do.
I don't know. Some of my unfit friends look like they're in their 40s, and I'm in my 20s.
Damn.
It's kind of crazy. Because these guys don't move at all.
Damn, it's wild, man.
You know?
Bless them, man. They don't know.
Don't know the importance of it. I also, people do know. Like everyone knows that exercising and eating well is good for you.
Yeah, but some people don't enjoy it, man. Some people don't enjoy it, man. I feel like they don't. It's like same with me in American sports, man. I haven't been introduced to it in the greatest way yet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No one with excitement and passion. Like maybe if I'm with someone who gets excited about it or something.
That's when you know, like you want to get into something is by someone who's close to you who talks so passionately about whatever they're doing.
Yeah, man.
What did I guess that sports psychology? What did you learn there for, I guess, mental toughness in a sport?
A lot, man. I learned a lot in university studying it academically, but then also one of my coaches was a NLP master.
Neuro-linguistic programming, right?
Yeah. So he'd done those courses then. He was applying it to his training.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically, from what I understand, it's this basically learning how to read people better, learning how to read body language. So if someone's eyes go left and up, they're thinking certain key stuff.
There
like
is that. I think there is that. There is the manipulative side of things, which is about that. And it's,
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the language you use, the language you use, the words that you say, the thoughts that you have, the way that affects
yourself.
Yep. Okay. Yourself. Yeah. The language you speak also.
From your experience, what do those things do to the person, like how you speak?
Yeah, massive, huge, man, huge. So like, I had never wanted to be a champion, and then I was doing this sport. I started fighting. I lost my first ever fight. It was close, but I didn't really know I didn't know how to train properly, so I wasn't that fit. I might have won. I don't know. Who knows? So it was on the other guy's hometown show. Who knows? But I lost, and it was a really good lesson because I trained super hard then. But lost my train of thought there, Nate.
We were just talking about what speaking positively or negatively about yourself do for the person.
Sorry. So I started doing this thing and I was winning or losing fights and then I had David, who was trying to be the best he could be. He was fighting on the David Paquette, who was one of my coaches, and he was sort of finishing his career. So it was perfect time because I saw him fighting for world titles and things like that. And the way that he trained and the intensity that he trained at, and to be because he wanted to be one of the best in the world. And then that really inspired me. And then David was also fantastic at building people's confidence up. He was also brilliant at coaching people how to bring the best out of them. And he was naturally good at this anyway, but he also used a lot of NLP techniques. And he would like...
What were some of these techniques?
So when he was training you, he had a really good knack of putting you on the pads and training you super hard, and he'd be getting you doing loads of kicks and loads of combos, and he'd be telling you faster and harder and like quicker, and he'd be kicking you back, and not in a malicious way, but in a way to make sure that you were keeping your hands up and doing all this. And it was necessary. So basically it's like you hit the person to make sure they're defending properly. So sometimes you got to catch him. So he'd be doing that and it'd be difficult. But then he'd also be talking to you the whole time. He's like, come on, good work. Like, yeah, believe in yourself. Like, talk to yourself, coach yourself. You've got this. Like, and he was just saying all these positive affirmations. You can do this. And then say, if you get more tired and you'd like pause for too long, say like he's holding the pads and you're like, you're faking, trying to buy some time. He'd be like, just go. Like, he'd teach you how to push yourself mentally. And he'd teach you how to believe in yourself and to delve deeper, and then there's more to you. So like he used to say to me, I was a shy kid. He used to say to me, let the showman out. He used to say, let the showman out. You don't have to be Greg right now. Let the showman out. Like, so he used to encourage this like...
outgoing?
Shadow side of me as well, I'd say. Yeah. Shadow side. There's a side of you that you're... I don't know. They use it a lot in spiritual work here, Nate. I'm sure you know. This is LA. Everyone's super spiritual out here. But we have a shadow side. Yeah. We have a shadow side, and it's you have the side that you present, your outward side, and you have a could be said a dark side as well, where there's parts of you which you don't necessarily want to present all the time, or you don't always want to step into or be into or acknowledge. And sometimes they're not necessarily bad things. Yeah. They're not necessarily bad things. That you just don't.
The showman isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's not. But it was. It wasn't something that I was. I wasn't that person. I'm not. I wasn't a superly extroverted person. I wasn't a super confident person. But he was almost cultivating that part of me and like building it up and teaching me that it's okay to be somebody else sometimes. So when I would fight, I would felt like I would often step into this different state of mind. And I had this whole thing in my head
like
where
Superman cape or something like that.
Yeah, you know, people have alter egos and stuff, and fighters get given names as well. So some people do that, but I used to like the concept of not having a name. So I used to try and drop all my characteristics and my limits. I used to focus on not having any limits, because if I was called Greg and I was thinking myself as Greg, I mean, I was like a brother, I was a friend, I was from this place, I had all these character traits and stuff, but I wanted to be doing things that like someone like Greg wouldn't do, you know what I mean? I wanted to be like, didn't have any limits, man.
That's a crazy concept, because a lot of people identify themselves as who they are, right? I am Nate, I am Greg, I am a trainer, I am a photographer, this and that, but then you could drop all of those tomorrow and just do the things that that Nate wouldn't do, and you could just become a different person. But everyone have all
Sounds
these
like a Vegas conversation. Did you just come back from Vegas?
But all jokes aside, like those limitations are from just the experiences that we have and what we believe to be who we are because of the people, the family, X, Y, and Z in our lives.
Yeah. Crazy. Cracking onto the energy drink now.
Get some.
No, it is, man. It's yeah, I used to really attach myself to that concept of like, and I used to take it kind of far, man, and I wouldn't.
Far in what way?
I would basically sort of lower the stimulation from the outside world, man. So I wouldn't really watch the news. I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't really go on the kickboxing forums. I wouldn't go on any social media stuff. Because I didn't want to I wanted to control any energy that came my way, man. I didn't want no bad vibes coming my way, man. So, because there's people that talk on this forum, they used to bad talk me or bad mouth me, saying, oh, his style shit, he ain't got no power, he's this or that. Yeah. And that used to bother me, man. I was like, these motherfuckers.
Well, it's a media diet too, not just for like, I guess you there. If you're watching the Instagram pages you follow, the YouTube videos you watch, the news that you read.
It all impacts you, man. It all influences 100%. You. It all like impacts your state of mind and your energy vibrations, man.
So man. Your coach was teaching you these NLP techniques. Yeah. And did you just see a positive effect across the board for yourself and the people around you over there?
It wasn't just that though, man. I was learning that. I was learning how to speak to myself better and to never have like when negative I used to have negative thoughts. I used to be able to control them really well, and like thoughts about losing and doubts and stuff. I'd practice with that. But I was also going to the Buddhist center around the corner from the gym because my auntie lived in the same area, East London. She used to go there, and she was like, "Oh, I used to go there. It was £1 for a lunchtime meditation, which is cheap." And then I always walked past it for a few years, and then I was like, "Oh, let me go in and try this, man." It was £2 by that point, so it wasn't much at all. But I went in there and I started learning how to meditate, and I was really struck by just this. It was like a real a sanctuary of energy. Like you walked in there, man, and they were so welcoming. It was off-putting to me at first. I was so like taken aback. They looked you in the eye, and they'd. A lot of the teachers and stuff would welcome you in and, you know, talk to you about if it's your first time coming and things. And people were just so friendly with conversation. And one of the teachers, actually, I used to eat my lunch there before. I used to go a bit early, eat my lunch, and then go to the meditation class. And he used to see me there eating my lunch there because I liked being there because it was peaceful, man. Outside the parks, and there was the sirens and stuff, whereas this energy felt nice. And he invited me to lunch, man. So I went to lunch with this guy, and like he was one of the leaders of the Buddhist institution, and a really good teacher, man. Like he was a poet, he was a writer, and some of the ways that he would talk about meditation, the ways he would explain it to you, was so impactful. We'd read poetry before, like stuff that I'd never done. Nah, man, I'd never really done that. You know, I studied English to a certain level, and but it never hit me the same way, man. And I think the teachers weren't as the teachers in school, man. I didn't have the best teachers, man. I went to
this was a different level of teaching.
Yeah, totally, man. I didn't go to the highest level of colleges and stuff and universities in the UK because they're like very difficult to get into. You need to get really high grades and like my educational career was very self-propelled. My school didn't have the highest of standards, you know what I mean? So I hung on to like Mohammed Masood's coattails and I did pretty good. But that was me hanging on to this guy's. Like. So anyway, with the universities and the education there, I was so different from what I was being taught at the meditation center. Like the poetries, the analogies, the stories, the personal stories also of his experience of meditation and life and stuff. It was deep, man. And also like...
Is the first time you experienced that?
Yeah.
What do you mean deep? Can you give an example of like some of the stories or the concept of poetry and stuff like that?
Well, a lot of them were from about Buddhism. They were about Buddha, Dhammapadra. But there were a lot of stories about that, but then also I went to one retreat once, and some of the order members, some of the people that had decided to dedicate their life to it, were talking about how
to the monks.
Yes, but then it was like a westernized Buddhism, so they didn't wear robes and stuff all the time. They had Pali names, but they didn't wear the orange robes all the time and stuff. Whereas some, even other Southern Buddhist places in the UK do that. But they talked about their experiences of like how they found Buddhism and how it reached out to them and how it impacted their life and stuff. And I just like those kind of stories were so interesting in this transformative nature, alongside stories of the from the Holy Book were incredible for just putting into perspective what they were trying to teach you, but also just this strong community of people that were like, it filters into your life, man. It's like slowing things down and like cultivating positive emotion for other people and yourself, and just trying to spread that, trying to spread metta, trying to spread love. Like there was 2 meditations they taught at the center. One was the science of the breath or something, and it was just about counting and breathing, and then the other one was about the metta bhavana, cultivation of love and kindness. So I spent a lot of time doing these, and I did it to try.
What was the first one? Breathing and
just breathing.
Okay. And the other one was
so the first one was like a mindfulness thing. The other one was a cultivation of positive energy and love, called the metta bhavana. Spent a lot of time doing this. I initially went there just to get better at fighting, man. I just wanted to be cool and calm and collected and think under pressure. That's what I went there for.
That's what you went there for.
But also it helped me with the stress, because it was very stressful. It was very.
What's the meditation process like? Because when I meditate, I don't do it a lot. I kind of blend it in with just like flow states for running, like long runs, and I just kind of staying present on. I like to count my steps. I just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I just focus on the steps and try to not think about anything else. But when I sit down and meditate, it's just my breath. Like I'll breathe in for 4, out through 4, in through 4, out through 4, trying to stay as present as possible. And then like if any outer thoughts come in, I try to just be like, okay, just accept it and then try to go back to the present moment. That's how I think of meditation. How did you learn it in this meditation center?
That is meditation too, man. And that was like the science of the breath was about that as well, which is about staying present. You're using the breath as a distracting tool to focus on, to stay in this moment. And so you're counting, you go up to 10. So there was 4 stages of that. I don't want to bore you with it too much, but first stage, you breathe in, you breathe out, you count 1.
Okay.
You do that until you get to 10. When you get to 10, you start again at 1, and you just keep doing that. But you normally ever get to 3 or 4 before some thought trickles in, and then you start again. So it's like catching the thoughts. Every time you're not catching it and grabbing onto it, you're just observing it and being like, oh, I'm thinking. Let me come back to the breath, come back to the thing. And then
why do you want to let go of it?
Let go of the thoughts.
Why don't you want to stay in it and like try to work through it?
That's that's conscious thought, man. So you can do that in your conscious time. When you're meditating, you're dedicating yourself to something else, man. You're trying to practice this. You're not trying to engage with the thoughts. You're trying to practice in cultivating something else. So there was 4 stages of different ways of counting, and then you stop counting, and then that's the 4 stages of breathing. The other meditation. Sorry, man, I don't want to be taking up too much time talking about this.
This is the purpose of it.
How far are we in, by the way?
Don't worry about it.
All right, cool. The other meditation, so it's a 5-stage thing. So it's the metta bhavana. So metta means love and love and kindness, positive emotion. And bhavana means to cultivate, I think. Anyway, I hope I'm getting this right. But the first stage is you think of a good friend.
Okay.
You think of, the first stage you think of yourself, firstly. So you bring to yourself in mind, and you wish yourself well, and you can do it through phrases like, may I be well, may I be healthy, may I be happy, whatever you need to cultivate. May I be confident, may I prosper, whatever. Next stage, may I be free from suffering, or whatever. Next stage, you think of a good friend, so someone you're very fond of, not someone you're attracted to, but someone you hold dear to you. It could be a loved one, a family member. You bring them to mind and you wish them well. Same thing. You say these things. Some people use imagery of that person being well, or whatever. And then the next part is you bring in a neutral person. So someone maybe a neighbor you don't really know. You don't feel any negative emotion. You don't hate them. You don't like them. You don't know them. Neutral. Bring that person to mind. Maybe someone you just bump into regularly in the area. You do the same thing. The fourth person is the difficult person or the enemy. Someone you don't really like, someone you have an issue with, maybe just someone you've had an argument with. You bring them to mind, and you're also wishing them those positive emotions, man. You're wishing them well.
What does wishing your enemy well do?
Well, they're a person too, man. It's like it's a very difficult one, because that's when you get into the arguments. That's when the arguments start, and you're like, if they say that, I'm going to say this. And then you have to go, no, I'm down. I ran away with the thoughts. You bring it back. No, man, you wish them well, man. They're human beings too, man. They got their own struggles, their own this, their own that. Let go of it, man. I'm not going to hold on to this anger, this thing. So obviously, that's like, depending on what the person has done to you. Sure.
It would be harder to
If it's a small beef, you can let it go. One meditation session. Otherwise, you have to focus on that. You have to keep practicing, man.
So that's kind of like the whole meditation process for that time.
And then the last stage is you think about all of the people being in a room together. And then you extend it out. You think of all the people in your general community, people your gym, your work, your family, your thing, your whole social network, and then you grow it out. Yeah, it's a real hippie thing, man. You think about the whole world, all the animals, may everything be well. It's like...
Well, I think about the concept a lot, because if you look at the degrees of separation between people, I talk about this a lot in the podcast too, is like, you're going to know 1,000 people by name in your lifetime, just statistically. And I guess between you and me, our network 1,000 times 1,000 is going to be like 1 million people just by the people who we contact with in daily life, And so what I say to you and you say to me is way more important than you think, because that network is huge, and you expand it one more person over, right? And that's 1 billion people. And so that's 1/8 of the world. So everything that you say, every action that you do on a day-to-day basis is way more important than you think. And it's not necessarily a hippie thing there, because that's statistics.
Are those numbers correct? Are all those numbers correct?
Around there, because you're gonna know around 1,000 people.
I trust you then. All right, all that maths is good. 1,000 times 1,000 in that. Yeah. Is it like we were talking about that earlier, man? It's like the way that you. I was talking about some of the friends I have who I also used to know them as artists and musicians. Like I used to know their professional self before I met them. And it's like, how do you end up meeting all the people you do? Because I like so many of my friends, man. I got some dope ass friends out here, man.
That's a cool thing.
I'm back home, amazing people, man. This is another thing we were talking about earlier. This celebrity culture, I can't understand. Like, because I've got so many people. Like, there's so much positive. Like, there's so much good to see in the people around me. Like, everyone has great qualities, man. They also don't have some good qualities that hold themselves back, but you can choose to see the good or the bad,
and you also could take the good things and leave the bad.
Yeah, man, exactly. Yeah, definitely. So I don't think it's necessarily like a bad thing to for somebody to have negative traits. Yeah. Not everyone's got to be an angel, you know what I mean? And people have difficult lives and backgrounds, but I still feel like you can learn from people, man.
I think being a fan of your friends shows that you're in a good space too.
Yeah.
Back to the community part. Because if you could learn from everybody you truly admire, everyone who's sitting down at the table with you at dinner, you're like, whoa, like this is real life, I guess, education in the sense of just growing more better characteristics and qualities that you were a fan of your friends.
Yeah, no, I think so, man. I 100% agree. I see so many of this from the community in martial arts gyms. Like, they're not my closest friends, some of these people, and I don't necessarily see them outside the gym. But man, I'm so inspired by some of these people, man. I used to train. I got a friend in the UK, Ali. He's a kickboxer. He turned into an MMA fighter. He recently won his first title. I think it was like a British title.
Ali.
Ali Youssef Taleb. Yeah, this guy. Most lovely, sweetest, kindest person. He's also a physiotherapist or physical therapist, and he's just like a beaming source of good energy. I used to train him, and I used to train his mum. And his mum, Amina, no one knows how old she is. She was this little lady, used to spar everybody, used to fight everybody. Yeah, she's hard. She goes hard. She hits hard, man. And she's really good. And I used to train her and like show her new tricks and techniques and try and teach little bits here and there.
Yeah.
And she would, she would be sparring with people. But one day I had the pleasure of cornering, which is when you're coaching the person. So I cornered both. I don't think I cornered them actually. I cornered the father and his son, and then Ali and his mom both fought. I did corner both of them actually. Yeah. So it was this amazing, inspirational moment to see like a mother fighting and her son fighting on the same day, and a father fighting and his son fighting on the same day. Like, Ali was a grown up, and the other, my friend Enitin's son, was young. But like, what a crazy shared experience, man. They were fighting on both like a kind of big show and stuff. And then Amina being so small and sparring everybody. And she was a personal trainer in the local mosque. And she was trying to learn sign language to teach more things to people. Like, and she was a herbalist. It's like most grounded person. No wonder Ali's a legend. But I got to train both of these people, or train alongside Ali and stuff. And there were so many good qualities from these people around me, man, that I've never really understood the celebrity interest, man.
Yeah.
Even for talented athletes. I don't know their character, man. Like, some of these talented athletes are not nice people.
You're right. But they also have qualities that a lot of people admire, right? For example, it could just be as good as throwing a ball into a hoop, right? And he's so good at throwing this ball into the hoop and so accurate at it that regardless of how his daily life is, people just appreciate that part of it.
Yeah, I get that.
And people think about it with rappers a lot too, you know, like, like Chris Brown, his music is amazing. They ignore the fact that like he beat up one of his girlfriends like a decade ago. You know, and just like, his music is so good, it's okay. Yeah,
you get that in boxing too, man. You get that. Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest of all time, multiple domestic violence cases. He did some prison time for it and stuff. I didn't know that. Yeah, man. Like, it's kind of hard to support the guy, man.
I know, it's hard.
Like, I wasn't into that. But also, what amazed me was how little press it got.
Yeah,
it hardly ever talked about it, man. Too many women coming forth and doing that. Anyway,
that's kind of crazy that the media hides or is paid off maybe to hide it. We don't really know. Like, why is there no media on it?
Well, sometimes people are so good they get forgiven for other actions, man.
That's what you're saying.
And
I like that. Some people are so good that they get forgiven for other actions. That's crazy.
I don't, some people are so beautiful they get forgiven for other actions, man.
Pretty privilege, right? That's what they call it.
I don't agree with that either, man.
I guess, is there any way to change it? I know there's some psychology behind it, just some primal stuff about like beautiful things, you know, like beautiful things don't ask for attention, but they get it anyway, too. And then there's some responsibility that comes with that. And if you don't use that, I guess, natural privilege properly, like you could use it for negative things.
The way I sometimes think about beauty, man, is that it's not for that. I need to remind myself, it's not for anybody's ownership or enjoyment or possession. You know, you see a beautiful person, you want to be with them, whatever. You see a beautiful item of clothing or or these like attachments,
or something,
the flower, like whatever, man. Beautiful women, curves, whatever it is that this achievement or your, like whatever it is that you're looking for, it's not made for ownership, man. It's I need to remind myself that I think this capitalist society that we're living in rubs off on me sometimes, and I view things can view things in that way, man. It's like, you know,
what way,
kind of desiring more, man. You always like, you want more, innit? You want a nicer place. People got nicer cars than you. LA's got a lot of money as well, man. People do their lifestyle.
Do you know who Naval Ravikant is?
No.
He's I guess like a modern day philosopher, I would say, and I feel like you would like.
He's the business guy you talked about.
Yeah, the business guy. No. But he follows very similar teachings for sure. And he has this quote: "Desire is the contract you make to yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. Desire is the contract you make yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. So you know that capitalist stuff that you were saying is like, I always want more, I always want more. But then you get the thing, you get the car, you get the girl, you get the job, and then you're happy for that, maybe that 1 second, and then you're unhappy again. You just desire more and more things, you know? And it's hard to, I guess, like you said, detach from wanting more.
Yeah, it is
an endless cycle.
I would say that I've experienced what it's like to sometimes get what you want. So like with my fighting career, I wrote down these goals when I was 18. I went to like an NLP seminar. Actually, There was a coach that came, Vinny Shulman came and talked about these, how to clearly goal set. So I wrote down, I wanted to be a world champion. I wanted to fight some of the best in the world while they were still good. I wanted to beat some of the best Thai fighters out there. And I wanted to keep my good friends and family close. Those were my goals. And most of all, I wanted to do myself proud. So I wrote that out when I was 18. I stuck it on my wall. And then like by 23, I had done a lot of that. I'd won like a couple world titles and I was fighting. I was number 1 in the country going around the world. My family used to come to watch me and support me. And like, I had a bunch of belts. Like I'd done, like you work your way up, area title, English title, British title, European title, and then you start trying to get onto that world title level. And so I'd done that on
How
paper.
did it feel to check box every single goal on that list?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that much. I used to read those. I used to read it again and again.
Every morning?
Yeah. Maybe not every morning, but quite often.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it after a while. And then I found it again at some point, like towards the end or even after I'd stopped fighting. And I was like, wow, I actually really did it, man. And also that gives me a kind of a unique perspective of like, although I could have done better, I could have done a lot better. I won 2 world titles, but I could have been Lumpini champion, or I could have been 1 championship champion, or I could have done better in hindsight. But that was my peak, That was as far as I was meant to go, man.
Because you stopped because of injuries, right?
Yeah.
What was wrong?
I had a brain injury.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I had some bleeding on the brain. I came to fight for a world title in America, in Connecticut, for this Lion Fight Promotions. And I was fighting this Japanese fighter. I was excited. I trained so hard. It had gone well. And I liked, this guy has a very forward-coming style, and he likes to throw elbows, and he's really aggressive. And he's shorter than me. I like fighting the short guys. I'm not going to lie. The short, stocky ones. The ones that they're trying to knock me out. I'm trying to like outskill them, cut them, let them walk onto stuff. It's like, try and knock me out. Let's go. Yeah. When they come, because then you know you're going to have a fight. Yeah. The ones that run away, it's so annoying, man. They're tricky, pull you onto stuff. The technical ones, the ones that can lean, So anyway, this guy was a forward fighter, so I knew it was going to be a good fight. I was confident in my abilities to beat him. Anyway, I failed in America, they do a lot of healthcare testing for fighters. We don't really have that in the UK at all. So you do your heart, your doctor's physical, your eyes, your bloods, your brain. We don't have any of that in the UK, man. We got a doctor that says, like, look at my finger, squeeze your hands, hop on one leg, spin around 3 times, like, nonsense. Yeah. And then you sign away your life on the form, saying, like, if for any reason you die, it's no one else's fault but yours. And you're like, yeah, all right, I'll sign this paper.
Did you ever think about that at all?
Not really. I tried not to read it, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't thinking about my own demise. I wasn't thinking about the pain or how much it's going to hurt. Because if your energy goes that way, you get hurt, man. Yeah. If you're worried about getting hurt,
you're gonna get hurt.
If you're worried about getting injured, I think it increases that risk. But I wasn't thinking about it, and I should have been, because definitely there was probably more risk than I even ever acknowledged. But anyway, I didn't think I was gonna die. The American doctors said, like, if you fight, there's a possibility you might die. I didn't believe it, because
they said that.
Yeah.
Damn.
But they sent it through email. No one explained it to me face to face. I was thinking it's Americans. They're worried about getting sued or something.
Sure.
Over cautious, whatever. But that's what they told me.
Did you fight?
No, luckily they didn't let me fight.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise I would have fought. because I was so invested and I was so in tunnel vision. And at the time, my coach was he was sick, so there was no one really making these decisions for me, man, which was crazy.
Yeah. And so, what did you end up deciding? I mean, like, why did you end up deciding not to fight?
It wasn't just that. It was also like a few other factors. Like at the time, I was struggling to make money. I wasn't charging very much in the gym.
Yeah.
People didn't price themselves that high, so we weren't earning much.
And this
I
is
lived
in the
far
US
away.
still, or
Nah,
no?
this is in the UK. Nah, this is in London.
Okay.
Yeah, I live far from the gym, so it was like a commute, hour and a half at least.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Stupid, man. I shouldn't have been living so far away. But I was living with my brother, and it was cheaper. And anyway, so it was difficult, like making money. I lived far away. I was tired of commuting everywhere. It was difficult to make the weight. I was like having to do these big weight cuts. Developed like body dysmorphia, like disordered eating habits, eating disorders. Like, it wasn't in a good place there. My coach had cancer, so he wasn't really coaching me. So I was doing a lot of coaching myself, and then also my friends were coaching me, and they smashed it. We actually did some of the best fights with my friends as coaches.
Sweet.
Yeah, which was like super proud of, man.
That's awesome.
But and
all
then,
these negative things kind of came together to where you...
they all converged. Like I wasn't earning enough money to pay my friends, so I can't expect them to keep training me like this for free, because they were training me a lot and hard, man.
Yeah.
Then my main coach was sick. I was struggling to make money. I also started this new relationship, and that wasn't going to last because I didn't have any energy for that person.
Yeah.
So all of these things, and then the health stuff happened, and I was like, the universe is trying to sell me something, man. Yeah.
Stop it, bro.
Yeah.
So did you need any surgery or?
No. I had like a year off head contact, and then I went back to the neurologist, and they couldn't see much damage. And but they say getting hit in your head is like smoking. Like some people live to a good old age and smoke every day, and a lot of people, vast majority of people, will get some kind of cancer or something, smoking related illness.
Dude, I couldn't imagine getting hit in the head on like a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, probably does. Well, who knows how it's going to affect me, man. I think the way I used to rationalize
you're doing all right now.
Yeah, doing okay, but later life, who knows, man.
Yeah,
Dementia and Alzheimer and things, who knows. But I think the healthy aspects of living, like, it's got to combat things, man.
To counterbalance it.
Yeah, man. Like the amount of healing practices and things you do, man. Like the way you eat well. Like I try and get more sleep these days. I feel like a bit of a boring guy trying to get my 7-8 hours or whatever. Damn that podcast that
Matthew.
What's his name? The British dude.
I don't know. Chris Williamson.
Why We Sleep. That's his name. Matthew. Something.
No, is it Hussey? No.
Sorry, I should remember that.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, listening to those podcasts is telling me how it's shortening your life if you don't sleep enough.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to prioritize this
and
now.
They have the studies to back it up, and they're just like, all right, I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
What does coaching do for you now? Because I guess you went from a professional athlete who's actually just boxing all the time and fighting all the time to someone teaching other people that, and other people not just like to get into the competitive sport, but also just to learn the skill set of it.
Yeah.
How was that transition?
Well, I'd always been coaching, man. I started coaching when I was like 17.
Oh, shit.
So I was helping out. It was a kind of a culture within the gym that you help out run the classes and stuff. So I used to like help out with the warm up and lead certain parts of it and things. And then my coach would like get you teaching people, and also within martial arts as well, that's the way you learn, man. It's like the knowledge is passed down like a train. Like someone taught me something, I'll teach the next person, they'll teach the next person. So if you don't give back in that sense, you're breaking the chain and you're breaking the code essentially, because that's how you learn. Like if no one showed you, how
is someone else gonna learn?
Yeah. So while you're training, even though the main coach is teaching and trying to do his best to go around, your training partners coach each other and help you improve, and you give feedback. That's the thing. That's not every gym has that culture, and some people are shy. Yeah.
They need some NLP, guys.
Yeah. So, yeah. But
Be a showman.
It's nice. No, but you have to teach people how to get out of their shells, man.
No,
Yeah, like, after a while, people in the Muay Thai gym get loud, man.
Yeah.
They're like, oi, come on, like, kick harder.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be talking at you, taunting you. Is that all you got today?
Yeah.
Like, they'll be making a joke out of it. Be like, come on, Nate.
Yeah.
Why you got such tight hips, mate? Yeah, you need to stretch more. Lay off the weights, son. Lay off the weights, man.
Yeah.
Let the 50 pull-up dream go, man. Just stretch. Just stretch. Just chill and stretch, man.
Chill and
See what the
stretch.
hips can do.
Honestly, it might change a lot.
Yeah.
Stop squatting all that heavy weight, bro. See what happens.
Funny. Yeah.
But what does coaching do for you, I guess?
Yeah, I know. So I was coaching the whole time, man. I really enjoy it. Like, yeah, man. I genuinely really enjoy my job, man.
Outside of, I guess, like monetarily, like what does it do for you, just feeling wise?
It's I like it, man. There's so many parts of it. I like. One is you get to meet a new person and you learn about life through them. Because usually these people that are coming to learn Muay Thai and investing in it like that are interesting characters, man. A lot of them, particularly personal training, personal training is a bit of a luxury service because you got to have extra money to do that, or you value it so much. So a lot of them are successful at what they do, or they just love Muay Thai so much that they choose this. That's what they want to spend their money on. So I get to meet these interesting characters, man, from different walks of life. I love that aspect of it. I love teaching people that they're stronger than they realize. Showing people all the lessons that I learned from the sport and people taught me. You know, how to push yourself and build mental resilience, and that you just do that little bit each time, and that you're stronger than you know, and, you know, not to quit, and to be able to surprise yourself, man. And then you take them on a journey, and then if they start competing as well, that one is crazy, Nate. So I was teaching at this university club, for like 10 years. So I started when I was younger than most of the kids. I was like 18 or 17 teaching these like 18, 19,
How
20.
was that? How was
intimidating, man.
Yes, teaching people who are older than you.
Yeah, teaching people who were older than me, but also there was one of me, and like sometimes there was big classes, man, like 70, 80 people.
What?
Yeah.
70? 70?
70. So I used to have to, like, at the start of term, that's when all the kids are like trying all the different stuff. There'd be 70 people there. I had to split them into 3 groups and like use every little scrap of equipment we had.
What?
And I'd coach these people some shadow boxing techniques, these people some kicking on the pads, these people some punching, like, and then get like, it was a whole mad rotation.
Big classes give the trainer a big skill set. Because you need to learn how to articulate, basically we said, these moves quickly to them, and then move to another one, and to another one, and without trying to navigate everyone not getting hurt, kind of, and like doing it relatively properly. It's different than one-on-one, because one-on-one you could see everything. And it's the same amount of time. These 70 people is 1 hour, and this one person's 1 hour.
But it was... you know, that's how I kind of had a crash course in coaching, because I was also at university at the time. So all of these physiological things, training techniques, you know, how long it takes to get strong, hypertrophy, and how to train speed, prey ratios, and, you know, 3-to-1, 3 hard training sessions, have a light one to stop burnout and whatever. So
you weren't a partier.
Nah, man, I didn't have time, man. I didn't have time or energy or, probably or money. Nah, man, I was
looking back at your old Facebook posts, and you said, if I didn't need to work to pay the bills, I'd just train with my friends.
100%, man. That's the plan, man. Honestly, I just want to make loads of money, so then I won't need to work much. I can train my friends more.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, and you were talking about, like, you just have stimulating conversation, you talk about life philosophy, and you get better at what you're doing, and there's just some beauty in just, like, those 3 things. Yeah,
man. Like, I think, I think training, travel, people, community, like, so much to learn. Don't get me wrong, LA is a good place to learn how to enjoy life as well, man. There's a lot of beautiful nature nearby. There's a lot of like cool concerts and music scenes you can go. You can dip in. You can find it all here.
Everything.
Really. Yeah, surfing, mountaineering, climbing.
How was surfing recently? You just went like a couple weeks back, right?
Yeah, first time, man.
Oh, first time? How'd it go?
Yeah, not so great. Not so great. Yo, the waves got huge real quick. And then
it's hard to get out there.
It's hard to get out there. My girlfriend, she got wiped out on the way out. She got wiped out. And so she wasn't down. That knocked her confidence a bit. She's better than me as well. But then the waves got real big, and there was too many people trying to jump on the wave. There was like 3 people getting on every wave, and they're faster
Where
than
me.
me.
Where did you go, Malibu?
Yeah, Surf Riders Beach.
I don't know where that's at.
I don't know. Anyway, it was some big swell. Anyway, I was like,
did you and your girlfriend just get a board and go?
no, we went with her friends and they lent us a board. Yeah, that was cool. Now she's done it a few times. She's pretty good. She can stand up and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you gotten up yet?
Not yet, man.
Oh,
I only had a couple waves when I had to go, and then I just got too. It was too nervous. It was too difficult to try and catch him. Nah.
Did you just
borrowed one? Yeah.
If you get a wetsuit, we'll go. During the winter, it's less crowded.
Okay.
So
cool.
And cold's good for you.
Yeah. It's true.
Get a wetsuit and we'll go.
Nah, I'm down. No, I enjoyed it though, man. It was dope, man. It was dope. Some of the little kids were so good.
Gnarly.
Wow.
Some of these kids, I'm just like, it's similar to like anything. Like if you get a dance and you're fighting early or weightlifting, you just it's ingrained in you. Like you'll have a head kick if you keep practicing a head kick since you're like 5, probably until your hips go out. What do you call it? You also said another thing over here. You said do something for nothing, even though you don't know how it'll come around or when. Why should people do something for nothing?
Karma's undefeated, Nate.
Huh?
Karma is undefeated.
Karma's undefeated.
Karma is undefeated, man. Listen, the things will take care of themselves, and if someone's a nasty person, obviously you stand your ground, you say your piece, but that's why I don't wish and I don't want bad for people, man. I like even people I don't like necessarily. Yeah. It's karma. The universe will take care of things, man. Just do your own thing, man. Yeah. Take care. So like being a good person, being a genuine person, doing something for nothing, man. It can be acts of like, it's not always necessarily like giving money to homeless or whatever, but it's like looking out for people within the community, man. The world's checking in on a friend if they're going through some stuff. Just trying to be a good person, good friend, whatever. Easy. I kind of think that's an easier code to live by, man. And then I find that the people that I don't like, they either fade away or something bad happens to them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird when I don't know, take someone on a hike who's asked me to do that, or give them a training session, or give them a book or this and that. It ends up always just giving me a sense of fulfillment more than like helping them anyway. Like when you see a client just, I don't know, get this movement that you've been working on for a long time, or the other day when you got the perfect muscle up, right? I was just like, dude, that made me feel so good. I was like, damn, he got it. You know, there's some rewarding feeling to the person who is just giving to it. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, it's so rewarding. Yeah. Like, yeah, man, so satisfying to see someone, like, if I'm teaching someone new techniques. Like, I've got this client, Steve. He's a good friend of mine. He's like runs a editing company. He's a big boss, man. He makes a bunch of money. He like works really hard. Good dude. Yeah, he's been doing Muay Thai longer than me. He used to train with my coach back in the day. And I'm showing him stuff that he hasn't really learned before, and he's excited by it, and he loves it. And then he tries it out on me, and he tries it out on sparring and stuff. And he's like 57 or something, 58. Yeah, older guy, but I'm teaching him new stuff. And then his excitement about it is cool. It's the same excitement I get when I teach beginners how to throw stuff, and then they first feel the power they can generate. And like, I really like training small people because often they don't.
Small people, like young or just shorter people?
Short people, short adults, or kids. Yeah, I like training kids too, man. The kids are cool. I used to spar with the kids. I started teaching this kids class. Yeah, oh man, I wasn't enjoying it. They had no discipline. I started sparring them. They listened to me now. After I was like, I wasn't hitting them hard or nothing, but I was out skilling them. Innit? They're like, oh, this guy's kind of good. Like, thank you. Finally, you respect me. Like,
how do you gamify workouts?
So for the kids, you do it like a kick challenge. So you're sparring, like sparring, you're trying to throw kicks at each other, and if it hits you, it scores as 1. And then if you hit one, you kick me, it scores as 1. And then, but you can do different things. So like we'll kick each other, I'll catch your kick and throw it, and then boom, because that's a different type of defense. And then you can like lean back out of the way, and then boom, and then you can start to fake. So then it becomes a game, and then you have to outthink each other. So you'll see the kids do the maddest things as well. Like they'll make up techniques in their head, or they'll get it so horribly wrong it looks like a new technique. And then some of them will just wiggle their hips and things. Some of them will do the
and
stomp.
These are college kids or what are they?
Nah, these are like, I'm training like 4-year-olds, man.
Oh, they're 4-year-olds.
Some of them 4 till 12. Yeah, I was teaching a class of between 4 and 12-year-olds here.
Do you teach young kids like that anymore?
Not anymore, no.
Yeah.
But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, they're such characters, man. And then one little kid, Odin, who was 4. Every kick I threw, he would catch it, and he fully, in his mind, he thought he could catch everything.
Yeah.
So he was just catching this big kick and throwing my leg, and I spin it for him and stuff. Yeah. So it was great fun. They respected me there. But they're impressionable when they're young. So like one day they were. This is some of the older kids. Yeah. They just weren't listening. They weren't paying attention and stuff, man. And then I just had to stop the class and give them a talk about what Muay Thai is and what in Thailand kids their age are fighting for money to send to their parents and stuff, man. And like how fortunate we are to have the lives we have here and stuff. Your parents are paying for this, and how lucky.
Does it click in their head when you say that?
They were super interested, man. They were like, whoa, like what do you mean they're fighting for money? They're our age. And like I was telling them about what the lives are of the boys that I lived with in the camp and stuff. And it just, they got more interested in the sport and were like, actually, a kid my age can be doing fighting and stuff. And
legit.
Yeah. Those kids are awesome in Thailand, man. So I wish I could do some of the techniques.
The kids do?
Yeah, they like
what techniques?
Because they're little. Some of the young ones, man. There's a whole controversial thing about them fighting because they fight full rules as well, like with elbows and knees and kicks to the head, which is dangerous for a developing kid, you know. But they do all the techniques, man. They're catching, they're throwing, they're clinching, they're dumping. They're like, some of these kids are like, same like the young surfers on the beach, man. They can do it. Yeah, they're like doing sick techniques, man. That the grown men will struggle to pull off.
Yeah. They're malleable.
Yeah.
And also I feel like you're just more flexible and you can do more cool things.
Yeah, you pick up techniques quickly. Yeah.
What are some new skills that you're trying to learn? Just I guess in life.
In general or in life?
Yeah.
Communication.
Communication? Yeah. You don't think you're good at communicating?
I think I am. I think I am. My girlfriend begs to differ.
No, okay.
No, I'm joking. No, I just think I can improve. I think I am quite a good communicator, but probably more towards the more intimate things, communicating.
Versus just like day to day.
Yeah. I think I can do that better as well.
I feel like communication is probably the most beneficial skill, I would say, because articulating what's in your head to another person in the way that you want it to be portrayed as, in the intention that you have, and for them to grasp it in that way is important. But a lot of people don't get that through successfully. Like they'll interpretate it in a different manner, right? So like growing up, my mom used to always tell me like, why are you talking in that tone with me, type of deal. And in my head I was just like, oh, that's not how, I didn't mean to have like a negative tone towards how I said it. So, but now I know that my mom interprets the way I speak in that manner as negative or this and that. So then I learned that her communication style is different. And so now I need to say this thing differently for her to understand it. Makes sense?
100%, man. Yeah, like there's definitely an American British thing that sometimes people will say things that I think are rude.
Oh, like what?
Like mostly my girlfriend, man. Mostly, we just have these communication things. She'll say like, "Do you even know where you're going?" But in her mind, it's totally acceptable.
It's like, where are you going?
Yeah, that's the way she means it. Nothing big. I'm like, why are you challenging me? I know where I'm going. Why are you questioning me? It's so petty. But yeah, things like that, man.
It's real.
Bless it with her. But then sometimes, there's some expressions like the Americans say, like mad dogging.
Yeah, I mean, I don't say that, but yeah.
It's where you screw face and nasty look towards each other. I don't understand that. Or So there's some expressions that people will say here. Whoops. Oh. Going down.
Coming back up, guys.
There's some expressions, yeah. So there's some things, and just the way that people have said, or the tone. I think tone is a big one between Americans and here. So I think there's just a fair amount of standard language communication going on for me being here. Like with your mum as well. Not necessarily.
Yeah, my mom's also from Laos too, so she has like a really
sensitive ear to tones, or
yeah, sensitive ear to tones, and she has an accent as well. I didn't really notice it until like my last girlfriend. She was like, "Yo, it's hard to understand your mom." I was like, "Oh, kind of." I just like lived with her my entire life, so I just understand what she's saying.
Yeah.
But it's funny that a lot of people cannot understand what mom's saying sometimes just because of her accent.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for in your life right now?
I'm doing a few things actually. I'm started on a project at the moment, which is a documentary project about Muay Thai and mental health.
Okay.
So I'm quite inspired.
You've been bringing up mental health a lot. Is it?
Yeah.
Why is it important to you?
Just man, I think like it's as you get older, just see a lot more of it, man. A lot more issues. I think more issues over here in the States as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I'd probably say I'm a bit of an empath. So I can feel it, man.
You feel it with other people? Yeah.
Sometimes you just feel people going through hard things, but life is hard, man. Sometimes, especially for some people more than others, you know. So I think you don't necessarily know, the battles people are fighting, and then martial arts and any kind of training. There's so many health benefits that I see. And there's so many stories of triumph. There's some fairy tale stories going on in every gym, man. Every martial arts gym I'm in, I can just look around and that's a movie written right there, man. You can't write this stuff sometimes. Just like the amount of things that people have been through and the personal transformations they make and the interesting lives that they have, and they choose to do this thing, and it's an integral part of their healthiness and vitality, and you meet some such bright lights there, man.
Is this what the documentary is about?
We're quite early stages, to be honest, but I just really wanted to embark on a project which cuts through the sort of misconceptions about martial arts and Muay Thai, the violence of it, or the aggressive nature of it, or the masculine, whatever. I wanted to.
What do you mean the masculine or whatever?
The toxic masculinity thing, or the associations of violence and men that do this or whatever, and I just wanted to cut through all of that and show.
Some of the nicest people that I've ever met are fighters. Yeah. But you think fighting and you think aggressive. When you think fighting, you think masculinity, right? To some people, outside.
No, definitely.
Because obviously, if I'm in the gym with you every single day, I'm not going to think those things. Right?
I'm gonna think. No, definitely. Those are all kind of stereotypes, and
for sure.
But within the way that I see the sport and the people I'm surrounded, right, it breaks so many of them.
Breaks them all the time.
Yeah, so I really want to show. I want to show these stories, man. That they're the celebrities, man. These people around us that are going through these and choosing to live life in a certain way, and some people have been through some amazing things, and some people have come from nice backgrounds and doing amazing things and just having it's just such a melting pot and a mixture that I think these stories really should be told, and the benefits. And it's not a utopia, there is sadness within the stories and things, but also the people, man, they're awesome, man. They're so inspiring that and just the progression and like I said, they're fairy tales, man. They're like the stories of human resilience and triumph and things.
Just everyday humans.
Yeah. And then we also have some high-level athletes, man. So, sorry, not just everyday humans, but a lot of everyday people. Yeah, a lot of everyday heroes. But then also a lot of...
professional.
Yeah, we've got some of America's top athletes, actually. We've got Eddie Albasolo, who's probably, the best American Muay Thai fighter. Janet Todd and Jackie Buntan from Boxing Works. They're in Hawthorne Boulevard, Hermosa Beach, Torrance kind of way. Yeah. They are the best, man. So Eddie's number one. He's fighting in one championship in the US. He's got his own style. He developed his own style. He trains his own way, and he's doing well, man. He's fighting on the highest level, and he's representing the country. Then Janet Todd is I think she's a aeronautical engineer. I think she runs a team. She's got a really demanding job, and she's a 2-time world champion, or 1 time at the moment, but. She's awesome, man, career woman, and then also such a good fighter, so skillful and fast. And then there's Jackie Buntan, who's at the same gym. She's she's a talent, man. She's been training a long time. She's slick with it, super strong, super fast, but she's cool, man.
So how's this documentary process going? do you guys have people, I guess, documenting, filming like certain trainings and stuff, interviewing them?
Yeah, we have a lot
of
we've got a lot of interviews. We've followed some of the stories who are also competing as well.
Yeah.
So some of the stories have competed and had fought and been through. One of my friends went through cancer, recovered, got back into the ring, back to it. Trained throughout the whole chemotherapy process, which is incredible.
That's amazing.
So she's a strong lady, man, and documenting that journey a bit, documenting others' journeys, and then we're having interviews. We're getting some like interesting characters from the music world, some big names from here and here, but also the everyday people, man.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be. I'm not trying to get any celebrities in here for no reason, man.
Sure.
Just want genuine stories of people who are cool and how martial arts influenced them in their own way.
How are you? Are you working on it like weekly, monthly?
Yeah. So there's three of us at the moment, like director of photography and main director Nathan Gold. So he was a client of mine at the start of the year, and then. He's a documentary filmmaker. He had been through a difficult period in his life. He found Muay Thai. He loves it, man. He trains a couple times a week at least. Comes to classes, and it's just impacted his mental states in a really beneficial way. So he wanted to get involved in a project. We came up with the idea, and then another one of our friends is a writer, creative writer, Francis Knuckles. No one knows his government name. This guy, he's just a creative man. He loves a mission. Yeah. So he's involved, and he knows a lot of cool people, man. Yeah. So he's been reaching out to the community. And then we've just been coordinating different shoots, and I've reached out via my network to some of the fighters that I know, some of my friends that have moved here, some of the American friends that I've made and things, and we've been working with like high level fighters and everyday people from within the gyms and stuff. We've been getting embarrassingly getting some like montage footage. We're looking for a Rocky. Nah, we're trying to just film Muay Thai being done in nice spaces, man. Yeah. So we were like under Venice Pier, doing filming some stuff through there, which is dope, man. Yeah.
What's I guess what does creativity do for you? Because obviously there's a lot of creativity in martial arts because you just have to figure out how to, I guess, like win the game of like knocking this person out or like winning the fight, how many points you could get on the board, right? And obviously there's like creativity in doing this documentary right now, like, and clearly it does something for you. Yeah,
man, I'm very very excited by it because after you finish fighting there is a bit of a void. Because you dedicate such a attention and focus to a certain date, and you build up to it, and you have this thing, and then it's quite addictive, just like winning and climbing the ranks and improving, and you get into a bit of a conveyor belt of like constantly wanting to do these fights to improve and get better and see how good you can be and test yourself until you reach these goals. So after that, whenever you retire or something, there's a bit of a void necessarily, and that's the form of expression I had. So it was like fighting people. Was a way I tested myself to try and be as good as I could and see what I could accomplish, really. Because I enjoyed doing it, and I enjoyed like the self-improvement aspect of it, trying to be fitter and healthier and stronger and faster and better mentally and everything. So that aspect was there. Then when you stop fighting, there's a bit of a void. So creativity-wise, I think I do get a bit starved sometimes. Like teaching other people how to do it and seeing them improve and things is a beautiful thing, man. I love that. Working at gyms, teaching at classes, working with privates. I was teaching some corporate seminars, corporate workshops. I've got like co-founder of a company that does that mostly in Europe. So I'd love to get that happen over here, so I can because we were doing it during the pandemic online, so I was doing it in the middle of the night. I want to get it happening over in the States, man, because there's a team of us. We're all the company's called High Realities, and we're different athletes, and we bring different aspects of the psychological game that made us good at our sports into a corporate training setting, but we make them do Muay Thai. So we teach the lessons while you're training. Just like an extended.
That's a beautiful concept.
Yeah, it's cool, man. They love it, Nate. Like, it's wild. The people, the corporate companies, they get to experience. It's a leveler, man. So you get like, we work a lot with PwC, so you get partners training with the newest employees and PAs and stuff, and you get this whole like hierarchy system that just gets squashed. It doesn't matter because we're doing Muay Thai now. take out like, and they're in the.
Is this like a lunch break, or do they change?
No, it's
or?
dedicated courses, man. So we're on a few programs where we run sometimes day long, 2 day long trainings. The longest we ran was, I think, 3 or 4 day retreat type thing. Not necessarily retreat, but it was a daytime thing. But then we're also part of these different courses, so like we teach like 3 or 4 modules on them and stuff. And it's cool because we got like some interesting characters. Like my friend, the main guy that I've co-founded it with, is a mountain guide, a former ultra marathon runner, former semi-pro tennis player. He's so also cool. A director level at PwC. He's a high level skier. Like, he's a cool guy, man. Good mountain, like, he can rock climb, and he's a beast. Yeah, he's strong. He's strong as hell, Mishka, and he survived cancer. Like, he's an incredible character.
That's beautiful.
And then there's another guy, my friend Shane O'Neill, European champion, Irish fighter, tough guy. Like,
are these guys all in the documentary too?
No, they're on the company.
Okay, those are the company.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about syncing that up, man, and
that'd be cool. We could put it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think those things bring a lot of satisfaction. But I think creativity wise, sometimes I feel a bit starved. So like, you know, I've toyed around with music a bit. I started collecting records and bought decks and messing around with that. And
how's that been going?
Oh, that's fun, man. I'm not trying to DJ.
Yeah.
My friend is trying to convert me so hard, Bill, like, keeps trying to get me gigs and stuff. I'm like, man, I need to go to bed by 10 p.m, man.
I gotta wake up early.
That's the starting time, I like waking up early, man. I like being in the gym. Even if I'm training someone, I want to be in the gym by 6:37, man. Like, I want to be getting after it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't be living this nightlife stuff as well, man.
It's hard.
I tried to do both for a bit. I tried to do both.
I'm kind of in the middle of it too, because like some days I'll bartend until like 2, 3. You got a client at 7. Sometimes I'm just like,
yeah. You can do it for a while, you know. Like you can, but also just like after a while, when you're tired for too long, it's not worth it.
Back to just enjoying your daily life. Like, it's good to have sleep for sure.
Yeah.
Even though like, it's just that.
Yeah.
I guess, like, what does creativity from a deeper standpoint do for you? Like, making something out of nothing. Like, like that world championship would not be yours if you didn't train for it, right? This documentary will not, wouldn't have happened without your thought or your collaboration with somebody, you know? And without, I guess, your decision to do each of those things, it wouldn't be in the world.
Yeah, I think I just felt I didn't necessarily plan them so much, man. I just feel like it's a thing that I felt needed to do, man. Kind of like, where do you think that comes from? I don't know. Being exposed to lots of things, I think. I think being exposed to lots of things. My parents were great, and like, they worked a lot, so they used to put me in a lot of after school clubs and things. So I'd play a lot of different sports, and I'd do like activities during the summer and stuff, because like a lot of these school clubs are cheaper than childcare, and also I enjoyed it as well. So childcare
is so expensive.
Yeah, it's a bump, isn't it? Wow.
My buddy's kids who they're paying for daycare, and it's more than like private school sometimes, and it's
ridiculous,
like, whoa,
man. Yeah,
they're just providing safe space for kids. But I mean, it's truly important. Sometimes it's a lot of money.
Yeah, man, it makes it difficult.
Do you have any advice to, I guess, with this documentary with mental health? Is there any key things that, in your opinion or your experience, that have helped you with, I guess, the only 2 things that I really am aware of is like depression and anxiety, right? Depression, from what I know, is thinking too much about like past things and you just stay in there. And anxiety, from what I understand, is just thinking about your future and just staying there as well.
Yeah. What does martial arts do for those things? Or?
No. I guess you're doing the documentary on mental health. And sure. What does martial arts do for those as well? And then I guess is your advice to do martial arts? You know, coming in with that one a bit quick on that. But talking about depression and anxiety, like doing a martial art, it does help with those things directly, man. Sure. Because it's harder to be depressed when you're around a lot of people, and especially if it's a caring environment. Or like, you can still be depressed around a lot, but you're just around quite a healthy environment and training releases endorphins, etc. So you also, like, you're exercising your mind, man. You're training yourself, and it's hard. I do find it harder to be negative when I'm
feeling fitter and getting all those endorphin rushes and doing the good things for me. If I'm upset or something or depressed, I train a bit more, I got to try and get a bit more sleep. I try and look after myself and up my energy and hang out with good people and friends and reach out, talk, whatever. You do all these things, you start to feel better, isn't it? So that's like a low level, but some people go through things in life and it's like a coping mechanism. So training becomes a coping mechanism. And they can sometimes be used a lot, you know, quite unhealthily as a thing. But also it's better than what else they're doing. Do you know what I mean? There used to be a lot of ravers that used to love partying and stuff. And the training just like kind of captured them. The addictiveness was it, the adrenaline
because
rush.
The other part is too, like training's addicting, but also is going out every night. Yeah. So is alcohol. So is raving. Like all those are addictive too.
Habit building though is what you choose to so like there's so many things there, and then also it's working with anxiety towards fights and things there. But I would say though, since I moved to the States, and I've seen more mental health issues over here, man.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's society, man. I think like it's easier to fall through the cracks within society. I think there's more drug promoting, like there's more history of it in California as well, man. And I think for some individuals that don't always have the healthiest of starts in life, like taking drugs, and any people can get addicted and it can easily escalate. And like the painkillers, man, the painkiller like addiction, the oxy stuff, and the way the pharmaceutical industry works and all of these things, it's all crazy,
all the way back down to like the vaccines and like everything like that.
Man.
It's a business. Everything's a business. Or same thing with school too, like these school debts and everything. But back to the like people get on pharmaceutical meds, even like just Tylenol and just painkillers. And then your tolerance builds up, and then you just keep searching for more and more and more.
So anyway, there is more mental health. I would say I've noticed it a lot more. Maybe it's because I'm just getting older and coming across, but in the States it does feel like it, man.
Yeah. There's another thing that you said that I was looking around. It says, practice what you preach and practice what you teach.
Yeah.
What's the importance of practicing what you preach and teach?
Oh, man, I think it's everything, man. Being a coach as well, like, not to can't sound like inflated ego or anything, but what you're teaching and the way that you carry yourself is impressionable for some people. So particularly younger people, and anyone really. Like if you try to be about certain values and you don't carry yourself like that all the time, it's not the same, man. So like I had a conversation earlier with a client which was about sometimes when you're a coach you let people down. Like in all honesty, you let people down, man. Like
in what way?
Like sometimes you can't be everything for everyone. So and you're not always the sharpest, innit? Sometimes you don't always recognize what this person's experience is like or how they're finding it. So one time I had this university student that was helping out to organize a show, and she came up to me and told me that she was struggling and finding it stressful and was struggling to sleep at night about it. And at the time I was fighting and I was going through a difficult period and I was not sleeping much at all and I was thinking, so I didn't have a lot of sympathy and compassion. I didn't have the capacity to deal with that situation, to understand what she was asking me, for help, and that this is upsetting her. And I had the power to like try and help organize it or get some other people to help, whatever. And I didn't recognize it at the time, man. So it really upset her, and she sent me a message like a few months later, being like, that was a really upsetting time for me, which I feel terrible about. I still feel awful about it, man. Not recognizing things at the time, and
it's hard to do that when I guess yourself as a coach is going through things as well, because you're human too, right? And you have all emotions, and then like someone else is going through it, but it's hard to have like two negatives make a positive in that case. Sometimes you're not on the ball, man, and you're not able to spot things, and sometimes you don't have enough energy for everybody, man.
So you have to help yourself first before you can help others.
I feel like you being the best version of yourself will help other people grow as well. What do you call what's your favorite movement one, and what do you think is the most important movement to do just to stay healthy?
Okay, Can my favorite movement be sport specific?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The body kick, man.
Body kick.
The chain kick or the body kicks.
Okay.
Yeah, multiple body kicks. Yeah. That or the knee, I don't know. I can't change it. Like a long knee.
Knee feels good too.
Beautiful movement, man.
Beautiful
On
movement.
your tiptoes, or what? The rotation,
Yeah.
the sound of the pads, the force generation. Just like, sick. I used to watch it when I was first started training.
I love the sound. Why is this sound so addicting, bro?
Man.
Like, every time I see
Satisfaction.
people hit, like, a really good martial artist hit the bag, like, a kick, and the sound of that, whop, like, every single time, I'm just like, oh my God, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's gnarly, man.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But that's my favorite sporting movement.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to binge watch YouTube videos of Ty's training and stuff, man.
That's what's up.
Try and kick in the pads, and I'll try to kick the pads like them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's my favorite. And then
The
most important. Walking. Yeah, it's like the most accessible movement to everybody. Touch wood.
Knock on wood, yeah.
Yeah, touch wood. So walking, man, it's underrated, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you're up on your feet, you're moving, you're walking around, you're getting circulation. Like, you know, most people can walk, innit? And so,
But there's a lot of people who don't walk enough, though.
I know.
Yeah.
And all these health issues we get from sitting down. Man, since I moved here as well, I've never sat down so much in my life.
Really?
Yeah, man. Sitting in the car all the time, everywhere you go somewhere, you're driving.
You just said you were driving an hour and a half to the gym back at home.
Nah, I wasn't driving, man. I was on public transport.
Oh, you're on public transport?
Yeah, I was on like a bus, a train, and a walk.
Oh,
and
shit.
something. Yeah.
That's wild.
So I had to set alarms if I fell asleep on the way there. I had to set an alarms to wake myself up at the right stop.
Wow.
I was tired. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But then when I stopped fighting, I started cycling because I didn't want to be around people's negative energies too much, man. There were some depressed people in London, man.
Yeah.
Yo, January on the tube,
Yeah.
Piccadilly line. Nah, I don't want to be there.
So back to that point, I guess, like, I guess they don't have the ability to find a gym to train at to help, like, these things, like, any other key points that you think people should do?
Yeah, there's so many, man. Like, you know, here I am preaching about martial arts all the time, but like, man, therapy is a great thing, man. If they can afford it, or if any healthcare provider can give it. Friends, talking, be in nature, probably taking low doses of mushrooms probably help. Yeah.
For sure.
There's a lot of
The
things.
studies on that coming out are insane too.
Move, but like basic things, man. Try and eat healthier foods. Move well, like move a bit every day in some kind. Be a nice person. Have friends. You know what I mean? Speak to your family. Like those things that are kind of basics for making people healthier and like.
Yeah,
that's what I would say the most important, man. Walking.
Yeah, we like walking. Yeah, and then go running, and then you can progress from there. Yeah, because everyone always asks me, like, where do I start to get fit? I was like, just move, walk. And I have this one client who I just do her nutrition for her, and she's lost, I think, like 20 pounds in the last 3 months, which is good. Wow. And I was just like,
she's got a good coach. That's why.
All I said was like, hey, this is what you need to eat, and all you have to do is walk an hour and a half a day. That's all you gotta do. You don't need to do anything else.
Sick.
And I was like, throw on your favorite podcast, throw on your favorite music, and it will do more for you physically as well as mentally. And like, I literally saw her yesterday, and she was like, it's my favorite part of the day. Walking for an hour and a half with like something that I enjoy in my head. I turn all the, I call family from back home. And she's lost all the weight by just walking, and everyone's like, what's that quick peel, like what workout do I need to do? You know, I'm just like, just move, get from A to B and see what happens.
Yeah, man,
for 90 minutes.
So good. Yeah, simple sometimes, isn't it? We try and make things complicated sometimes, man. Some of these extreme diets and like different technical types of training and do this and do that and hit, and the fitness industry.
Have you tried any extreme diets?
Oh yeah, I used to try crazy things to lose weight for fights, man.
Yeah, what was the craziest thing?
Man, I think just like white fish and vegetables, green vegetables.
White fish? And
yeah,
green
because that was the
vegetables?
lowest calorie.
Wow.
Or sometimes shrimp, pretty low calorie as well. Yeah, white fish and vegetables, and then like chicken and just nonsense.
Do you have any cravings?
Not anymore, man. Not anymore. I used
cravings.
to have such a bad sweet tooth. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
have
sugar
a sweet
cravings
tooth.
were
I have a sweet tooth
crazy
for sure.
Oh no, man. Not anymore.
How do you get rid of it?
Do you know what? What happened to me was I took the vaccine, man. I got sick. And that cut all my sugar cravings.
You just you got sick.
Yeah, I got ill, man,
Yeah.
from taking the vaccine. Damn it. And I don't really have the same appetite since. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I used to really have a bad sweet tooth and stuff. But I was working on reducing that for years. So I was doing all the stuff like green tea.
I feel like everyone would have loved that effect to happen from the vaccine for them. Some people don't. Most people don't have that.
Yeah. No, I'm not pleased about it, man. I used to love food.
Yeah.
And now I just don't have the same enjoyment.
That's crazy because most people's enjoyment comes from the food they eat during the day.
Really?
A lot of people, because I was talking about this with a friend the other day. If you're hungry and if you're craving things, you're always thinking about food. You're always thinking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna have pizza tonight, or I'm gonna have this really good pasta, or this steak and salad. Like, you think of what you're gonna eat and the enjoyment that you're gonna have, and then you get the thing that you want during that day. And it's crazy because that's not how like humanity used to be. It's like we have so much access to food. Like, we could decide what we want and get it, versus back in the day it's like you had to run, hunt, collect berries and vegetables, but you didn't get to choose what they were. Do you ever think about
that? Yeah, man, there definitely is a lot of pleasure in food, and you know, if you don't eat regularly enough, you start to feel a bit crazy.
Do you fast at all?
System. Yeah, I used to fast. Yeah, I did that.
What's your longest fast?
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to 2. I think I got to 37 or 38 hours. Can make the whole 48 quite much.
I did it during the pandemic, man. It wasn't that enjoyable. I didn't feel like a surge of energy or a big flush. No, I didn't really feel that.
You just felt what? What did you feel?
I probably was good for my digestive system, my gut biome and things like that. So I hope that worked better afterwards, but not that I could particularly tell at that point. Yeah, maybe it was good for the skin and for the deep tissue repair. So who knows? Do
you have any advice on I guess accomplishing goals? Because you said they kind of just came to you, and like you thought it and you did the work and you look at that piece of paper and you're like, whoa, that's crazy that I achieved all these things. Because I mean, there's a lot of people who write down goals and they don't achieve them, right?
Yeah. So
there's a lot of people who have these goals and they're just like, writing them down doesn't work because I never get it.
I just think the world is unfair sometimes. The world is unfair. Life is unfair sometimes. But also, I don't know, man. I can't speak for them, man. But for me, I genuinely like. Even like I achieved some goals just because I purely enjoyed it so much, man. And at times it wasn't that healthy, or didn't bring the same levels of joy. And looking back, I've definitely been happier the last few years, man. Sure. Yeah, living in LA, like more sunshine, better weather, being a bit more in control of my life and who I spend time with and the people I meet and surround myself by. I miss family and stuff, but I think that level of openness and the self-discovery of being out here has led me to enjoy it much more than the years when I was training super hard and making life difficult for myself, living far away, and life choices, man. So
I feel like also the fact that you went through all that training, the hard training and the suffering, makes what you're doing now more enjoyable because you know the complete opposite of it.
Definitely, yeah, 100%, man. I think learning to allow myself to enjoy pleasure, man. Allow myself to enjoy indulging in things, man, like smoking weed, experimenting with plant medicine, taking mushrooms and stuff. I think there's a whole nother life out there of which this disciplined version of myself couldn't allow myself to experience at the time when I was going in this direction.
And you're kind of like hybriding it now too, because you're not you're also still training while doing like these self-indulgences and kind of finding like a good dance between the two.
Yeah, life doesn't need to be as hard as I was making it for myself, man. And I think I think I don't really want to do it the hard way now, man. I still have things I want to do. I don't have the same clear goals. I'm working on that, but I still have things I want to achieve and places I want to get and the lifestyle I want to lead and stuff. So I'm not just sitting here like happy, puttering along. But at the same time, I want to do it in a different way than
Yeah.
the way I did it before, because I know like all the hard work. I know how to work hard. I know how to just apply myself in that way, how to just push through tiredness, fatigue, and how to just switch on the discipline and stuff. But also like I'm trying to figure out, I wanted to be able to enjoy that. And I think energetically as well, not being a professional athlete gives me so much more energy, man. Yeah, I've got way more energy and time.
Yeah, you were training like twice a day, right?
Yeah, twice a day. In the UK, probably like 4 hours, 5 hours a day. In Thailand, 6.
It's a lot of your day.
It's a lot of the day, yeah, man.
It's a lot of the day.
And it's a lot of energy, and then teaching and whatever.
Yeah.
So, I think that gives me so much more to apply in other areas, man. And just in a healthier context as well, man. Like still trying to achieve things, but in a healthier context. Yeah.
Love that. I'm excited to see where you go, bro. I think we'll call it there.
Nice one.
Where can everyone find you?
I'm on Instagram mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, Greg_Wootton.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Should they hit you up there if they want to train with you at all?
Yeah, hit me up there. DM me if you're in LA. Come through. Guarantee you won't regret it. I'm working at a couple gyms, but Left Hand Muay Thai. Come through. Try.
And Studio City guys, Left Hand Muay Thai. Yeah. New gym.
Yeah.
Check it out.
We're doing good things, man. Building a good community and stuff. But I love training people and introducing something great into their lives. So, man, if anyone is interested, come through.
Awesome.
Train with this guy as well. I'm really enjoying it.
Thanks,
I'm really enjoying it, man. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. All right, everybody. Greg Wootton, and dude, thanks for coming on. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Nate. Nice one.
Peace.
Man.
Bye.